We are. Hello. And welcome back. Hopefully our sound is working. I don't know. Rainy's not joining us tonight, so we have a much better looking picture of him where he usually goes.
Oh God, I just noticed.
An accurate depiction of Venard.
This is because it's totally my headcanon. Every time he talks about Ven is Eric Draven. And it's like now I'm thinking of ways I can get him to find a Bronze Age electric guitar.
Oh my God.
Lutes are a thing, right?
Yeah, but that's not the same.
A spiky lute.
An electric lute, a thunder lute.
Maybe a
lightning
lute. Holy shit. Yes, a
murder
lightning lute. It's like it's got a spirit in it that plays like that riff over and over again.
Yes.
A possessed lute.
Murder lute.
Possessed lute.
Murder lute.
So, hey, Gunnar Raymond, how you doing? Here we are. It is time for yet another session of 6 seasons in Sartar. We've named this arc Season of the Wolf for reasons. And this particular episode is named
I saw that online. I was like, fuck you, Christian.
But does anyone want to recap what happened last? Does anyone remember what happened last? Usually I lean on Sarah, but I'm not. Well, she's starting to
I vaguely remember. Y'all,
okay, I can do it if you don't.
We all know how my memory exists, but vaguely. The kids all got together and went up to a mountain, or was that the session before?
Nope, that's the one.
Yep.
Yeah, kids all
some one-on-one scenes dicking around, and then
kids all went up to a mountain and got some rocks, except Arisa, who was like, "It's a band-aid because I'm awkward." And there was some stalking, there was some sparring, there was some flirting, some of which happened simultaneously to one another.
Yes.
And as the cool kids descended from rock, they were surprised and asked to retrieve some cows from some cow thieves.
Some neighboring tribe took our cows.
Cow thieves.
And who boy did we get those cows.
Not today.
Really good. So yes, that's a perfect recap. We'll stop there. Just to tie it into the Vale a little bit. The cliff you went to is Red Rock Stead. Above Red Rock Stead, there's a red cliff. That is the local legend is that it's the blood of a giant that was killed there in the god time. And so the local warriors, as a ritual, will go and chip a piece of the cliff off and keep it for themselves as a kind of part of their coming of age ritual. And everyone's come of age.
For courage.
For courage, exactly. And so also at the end of last session, Rue had a bad night's sleep and woke up out in the wilds, which is not a good thing for someone of his ancestry.
No, good thing.
Because it was Wild Day, and Wild Day is Wild Day is the day.
Full Moon Day comes every week in Glorantha.
That the wolf people go wild. So we're going to start that morning, actually, for everyone. We know where Rue is, but we'll just kind of go around the thing and find out what everyone else is doing. I know Henry's had an idea, so you want to start with your idea of what you were doing there, Croy, if you're down?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I picture it's probably early hours of the morning, like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning before the sun is.
Can I stop you really quick because I promised someone something? And I may make sure I don't forget. Eric G out in the wilds of Surrey asked me online to shout him out because he's enjoying the show. So shout out, Eric. Thanks for liking what we do. Okay.
Heck yeah, absolutely. We love the support.
Yes, we love our fans.
Only fans.
There are tens of them.
There are tens of them. So it's the early hours of the morning. It's probably 2 o'clock in the morning. And I picture kind of the camera panning into the scene, and it just shows Kymrese, and there's a shovel on the ground, and he's just kind of pacing back and forth, like fervently pacing back and forth. And then he stops and he looks at the shovel and he puts his hands on his head like this, and he kind of keeps pacing a little bit. And then it like cuts out for a sec, and then it comes back and it shows him, and he's just digging a hole with this shovel. And he's just in his pants. He's got nothing. He doesn't have a shirt on. The sweat is pouring off of him. His, wiry small frame is glistening in the moonlight, and he's just shoveling this deep asshole. And then the
camera turns, it's directly in front of Discar's front door.
The camera cuts again, and it comes back, and it's just a picture of Kymrese, and he's sitting down with the shovel next to him, kind of stabbed into the earth, and his feet are hanging over this hole that he's dug. And it's very quiet, and he's just breathing really heavily, and he's looking at this hole that he's dug. And he's just whispering to himself. He's like, come on. Answer me. And then he just jumps in the hole, and he starts pushing the earth that he's dug on top of himself. And he just kind of lays back into this hole, and he's just covering his body up with this dirt. And then it cuts again for a quick sec. And the only thing that you can see exposed from the dirt is his head. And he's just staring up at the sky. And it's probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning now.
I'm gonna jump in there and cut ahead and say it's actually it's about maybe a little later than that, maybe about 7-ish, about the time Rue wandered down into town, because as you're sitting there in the dirt, and you hear the horn start to blow through the hall, through the vale, you know that it's not the code for like an invasion or anything bad.
Alert.
It's not an attack, but it's an alert. Something's happened.
Yeah, Kymrese lets out like a frustrated like growl, and kind of starts to just pull himself up from the earth, and just quickly, kind of brushes himself off and realizes that it's an attempt done in vain. He's just covered in dirt, and he just grabs the shovel and starts running towards town.
Go next with what they're doing in the morning.
I don't have anything exciting. Bryn is probably just getting the herds ready, finding a good spot to bring them out. Maybe they're just practicing out in the morning before she can sign up for like a patrol or something.
I like that. You planned this morning on we'll say you had planned on like taking the cattle maybe to like a different pasture since you got raided.
Your sheep are all buying.
Yeah, your sheep are kind of like nah all around. They've had some lambs because it's getting to late spring now, so like there's some little lambs running around with the sheep. Cute. And you're just engaging in like morning farm stuff. And while you're doing that, you hear the through the hall, through the vale, and you know that it's not an attack, but you know it is an emergency of some sort.
Well, damn. I'll set the guards I'll set the dogs to guard, and I'll kind of rush into town.
Sounds good. Arissa, Dex, you're up next.
Arissa's similarly pretty simple. It's early morning, which means she is up making breakfast for Grandma and the girls. Yep. Kind of dedicated cook of the house for the most part.
Sure.
So I kind of imagine she's got like in their little kitchen there's a window right in front of the like area where she can prepare food and stuff, and near the fire, so she can kind of see the sun.
And you also have, so this is a good opportunity to talk about like some Hortling stuff. The fire that you have in each house, each hearth fire is considered sacred, and it is considered the manifestation of the goddess Mahome, who is the hearth fire goddess. She's a goddess of like the fire that you can control, small fires in your home. So when a house is built and blessed, that fire is lit. It's never put out. If it is put out, the house actually has to be cleansed of spirits and re-blessed. It's not considered a home unless that fire is burning. So that fire has burned for generations of your family that you're cooking on now.
And I'm actually going to say that her sister that's closest to her in age, the 14-year-old Kalir she's still young, but she has taken a liking to the fire and the goddess Mahome, and has kind of made it her job to make sure the fire is always good and safe, and has since she was younger. So she knows that is always going to be safe because of her sister.
Nice. I like it. So you're doing that, and you're beginning to cook the morning meal, which probably consists of like warming up some of like the flatbread and stuff like that, and maybe a little butter. I mean, I think it's probably like toast and like jam and stuff as like a breakfast. So you're kind of getting that set and ready. And again, you hear just like everyone else, it's kind of, and you know the code, and you know something happened.
Yep, means round up the kids, and we start running.
The last death.
Yeah, and I'm probably just doing
banging Ezrala, and
I don't think
kidding.
that far
I'm
just yet.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He hasn't even given her jewelry yet.
That's right. Yet.
He's probably like Bryn. He's got he's farm family. He's herding spring farm stuff. He has farming family as well. So he's probably just doing stuff like that.
Plowing the fields.
Plowing the fields.
By this time of the year, the fields, not to be pedantic, the fields have been plowed.
Yeah.
Everything's pretty much planted now. You're getting summer, you just kind of hang out and watch the cows.
Yeah.
And
if anything, like you said, this is
other things.
Late spring, early spring.
Late spring, just getting into
spring.
Summer. Yeah.
So like we're probably like picking weeds.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, early mornings and whatnot. And
probably doing that with like maybe your dad, while your mom tends to your also many siblings, especially the younger ones. But it's also she's like she's polishing off her spear this morning, and she's like practicing on it, throwing it at like a tree, just practicing throwing the spear for no reason. But as you notice that while you're reading, you hear same thing, and you can do as you wish.
I'll probably look towards my parents, my mother, my father, to see what they're going to do. If they're going off grabbing stuff, probably would like the whole village, or would like the younger siblings, kind of younger children?
It's sort of a thing of like, sort of the call of like the local volunteer fire department.
Gotcha.
Like it's not like a summons for the entire clan to show up, but it's like, hey, some shit's happened.
The
Everybody,
local militia
people,
and all the Utes who have nothing better to do.
The Utes, like, come. we need some help. Is basically what it means. Like, if you're around, come help. Is what it means.
Then I will adjust mine and say she told the 14-year-old, "Hey, I gotta go. You're in charge. Finish breakfast."
Sure. Okay. So you all hustle down from various distances down to the main village where the hall and the small villages. And the village, when I say village, like it's like 5 or 6 huts. So it's like the merchant. Right across from the merchant is the forge. Very very small. This is not a village like a village. This is just like
that's way smaller than I thought it would have been.
It is not big at all. It is literally just houses for some of the people who work for Vordinger, like the guards at the Great Hall, and some servants. The merchant, the potter, your dad.
Is that common?
Are the community grain silos in the main village area?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Is this a common setup, by the way? Is this how many like tribes are kind of structured?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a very, very small clan. There are obviously bigger ones with actual cities. You've
right.
You could have been within your lifetime been to Clearwine, which is with the Kolyamar, your tribe's capital is a Clearwine fort, which is an actual like fort with walls and stuff like that.
Clearwine vodka.
I gotcha.
It's like champagne is what I think. It's like it's made from like a white grape. So I picture it as like a champagne. Yeah.
And corn.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Grain alcohol.
No. So you hustle in, and as you get there, you can kind of see in front of the great hall a crowd gathering, and you get in and you see Rue standing there with Liv as people begin to gather. And Rue, you already know what happens, but as you kind of huddle around, guys, you hear Gordengar is he comes out. Gordengar comes out with Jorganath, and he's like, "Oh, thank you for coming." And he has a very nervous-looking father with him, who you all recognize as shit. I forgot the dad's name.
Uh-oh.
I think it is Andrin, son of Girthus. Girthus is what I'm going to roll with. Hold on, I'll look that up. Hold on.
One of these days we'll have fans who are obsessed enough to we'll be like, who was this guy's name? And the fan in the chat will be like, it was this. We'll be like, thank you.
I usually use True for that.
True.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, the guy that wrote it is an invaluable asset when referencing.
He's a tremendous asset to me. Tremendous asset, and I'm so thankful that he comes in when he does. So hold on.
To all you folks out there looking to run 6 seasons in Sartar, we highly recommend having Drew on call.
Yeah, just
it really enhances the experience in every way.
Do what we do and just adopt him.
Buy yourselves a Drew as an accessory.
I was really close. It is Gerhas. Andrin, son of Gerhas. Yep.
You got the G right.
I got the G right. So Gerhas. You see Gerhas,
money for sure.
Who is a kind of a portly, middle-aged guy with a big beard and thinning red hair. He's just looks completely distraught. And Nordengar's like, "Oh, everybody, thank you for coming. Andrin, Gerhas' son, is missing. Haven't seen him since yesterday."
Camry shifts uncomfortably as he's covered in dirt holding a shovel.
Some people, but a lot of people just write that off as Camry's being weird, which is, a thing. But you notice Celadon, Blue Eye, kind of looking at you.
Oh no! Why is he looking at me? This is the boy.
This is Celadon is the Scald. The Scald,
Yep.
Yeah, the bard,
Scald.
Yeah. And he's kind of just looking at you. Not saying
The boy
anything.
missing did you say Andrin?
Andrin.
He's one of the 2 boys that Celadon was talking to yesterday or the day
he
before.
was talking to Andrin, and he was talking to your little buddy Afar. Yep.
And Andrin is about how old?
10.
About 10. Fucking Celadon's looking at me like I know something, and he knows something. He can't know anything. I'm just gonna.
Your name is Ashar. There's
Ashar,
too many names.
Right,
Ashar. Afar is Ven's aunt, who is married to the big Smith guy.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Got it. Where was he last seen? I will say, I'll stop looking at Celadon. I'll specifically not look at him. And I will ask the father and Gordengar, where was he last seen?
He was visiting his aunt and uncle, and he was supposed to be home to help me get the cows and the pigs in at night, and he never showed last night. I thought he had stayed, because Afar's such a good cook, but he never showed.
Okay, so he went missing between there and here. Or there and there, if they're not here.
I'm going to put the map up too, so everyone can see. Cliff's in the middle. There's the town in the middle. He lived up at Crystal Caves, which is right up here. He lived a little far up. So he had a little bit of a ways to go to get home.
All right, we should start looking on the way between where he would have been heading and see if we can pick up a trail.
Just we've got people spread out. He could have been anywhere. The Vale's not too big. Just spread out and look for him.
Right.
You can certainly go that direction if you want. And who's going with you?
I'll go with Rue.
The 2 best trackers. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Get out of here, Kymries. You're in your lucky rolls.
You son of a bitch talking to trees.
You son of a bitch. Kymries will ask the trees what they have seen.
What is everyone else doing? Ven is there, but you see Jorganoth kind of calls him away to go on a different search party.
I want to talk to the Scald.
Okay. He's just kind of standing there and just kind of he makes his way actually over to you, Brew, before that. So Kymries, you kind of like are trying to intercept him.
Trying to leave before he gets
You're trying to leave.
Like,
And he gets over and he's like, sleeping rough, young master.
Late night.
Can I butt in? And say,
it's beautiful this time
yes.
of year. I don't blame you. I myself enjoy sleeping out in the stars once in a while. And he just looks at you, and he's got like this weird, like one eye's blue, one eye's gray, but he's got these eyes that kind of like, he could look right through you when he wants to, but he's fucking with you. And
the weather's nice. The weather's nice finally these days.
He's like, indeed.
Time is of the essence.
Cut in anytime you want. What do you got?
I wanted to kind of walk up at that point as he's looking at him with his penetrating fucking weird eyes, and then insert fucking Kymries with his also weird fucking eyes, and just walk over and be like, "It is a great night to sleep under the stars." Just plant shovel.
And to ruin with his weird fucking eyes also.
So there's so I don't know what the genetic probability of having heterochromia is, but I know it's very, very small, and there are two assholes in this 400-person plant with it, and they're staring face to face at each other.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's like, he kind of looks at you, Kymries, when you say that. I'm sorry, what do you say? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I literally say, yeah, it was a great night to sleep under the stars.
Covered in dirt with a shovel.
Covered in fucking mud and dirt head to toe.
He looks at you and he goes, time is of the essence. Better run along to find the young man. And he kind of goes off with another search party.
I was just going to say, wait, where are you searching so we can avoid covering the same ground?
Start at the I'm going to start at the Smiths and go towards the Riddle. Sometimes children have gone over there and, well, not good things have happened.
Very well. I'll make sure to avoid that area. And I kind of look and turn to Rue subtly, not so subtly, but so he can't see, and I go like this.
Nice.
Just throw a wink at Rue.
So you're going with that search party, Kymries?
I'm actually going to try to follow them without them noticing. So.
Classic Kymries.
What's Rune doing?
Do we have dogs that know how to do this sort of thing? No. Okay.
Don't use dogs.
Okay. Oh, we don't.
They do not. They use something called an Alex to do dog-like duties, which is basically like a bigger bobcat.
Oh my gosh, you have big sheep bobcats. This is amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cats.
That's so
Now,
cool.
it's also like they don't like dogs. The cats are considered somewhat sacred because Orlant's brother Yinkin is a cat. So it's the cats you have to be picked by one basically to have like a cat friend.
That's like
so
a
not
normal
everyone,
ass cat.
Yeah, basically it is. Yeah. So
you're
not
like,
everyone has
like
one.
Cats, please guard the sheep, and they're like, if we feel like it. And you're like, okay, that's as good as it's gonna get.
Knocks shit over.
Yeah, so maybe
knocks lamb over just for the fuck of it.
So maybe I for sure don't have one, but maybe my grandmother has one, if that's cool.
Is there a crazy cat lady that has a whole bunch in the village?
Just get one from. I'd say that she doesn't actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Fuck this sheep in particular. I will jog over to Discara and I'm like, we should try to see if we can pick up a trail between where he was last seen and where he was probably headed. I saw him with Ashar and Keladin the other morning. If we see Ashar on the way, we might ask if he has any idea where he might have been going.
Actually, Ashar actually lives very close to Discara, which is like the other direction in the Vale.
Maybe that's
And
a
you know
good
who
place
who
to-
does have a cat is Ashard's dad, Baroth, because he's an Odalia hunter and he has a shadow cat friend.
We should divide and conquer.
I mean, is any of the experienced hunters, do they show up here?
Then I mean, the in the Vale is Baroth.
Mhm.
He's not there yet.
Orisa's gonna like, who's just been like nearby the whole time, just gonna like really awkwardly sidle up towards Rue and Discar and just, hi, not to overhear or anything, but you guys are both really good at tracking, so if you guys want to go out and search, I can go talk to the little one and see if he knows anything.
That's a great idea, Risa. Once you where is he most likely to be? Damn it, I don't know how far he could have gotten. If that doesn't check out to be anything, if you want to head back toward the place from where he was heading, who I would have a word for if I knew which stead it was.
He's in. Hold on, I'll tell you.
You
It's
said Crystal?
Crystal. Yeah, it's Crystal. Hold on a minute. I just gonna find the map. I can't see the map as well on there. I just want to open it.
Yeah, let me write down the name of the two steads. The one that he was
He's
at
in
with his
Cave is where he lives.
Glass Cave.
Okay.
So he was heading.
He was at the village. He had to go to Glass Cave, so he would have had to like cross over the stream and head north into the Vale.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to head toward Glass Cave, if we do find a trail, he might be injured somewhere and might be able to meet us partway if that's the case.
Sure, I'll do that then.
So, Arissa, you have to go down to Bear Fallen, which is south of you guys, south of the Riddle, and very close to where Bryn and actually it is the steed that Descara is from. I think Bryn is from. You're from Cliffshield, Bryn?
I'm from Riverbend.
Yeah. So that's
I'm from Riverbend.
So many.
I'm
I should
kind
feel like
of
I should tape a map of
north-ish.
the Vale over here above my computer.
there's just so many places. All right, that's no, that's not where. No, that's where Descara is. That's nowhere near where you're from. I mean, it's not far, but it's not like on the way.
Yeah, but if Arissa is going that way, maybe I'll go with Arissa, and then we can ride back.
Yes, you'll
to
be
meet you
quicker
guys
that
part-
way.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
a plan.
take the elk.
Thank you both.
so we can take Orin.
Thank you. And then I will jog off with Discar to go do tracking things, hopefully better than the last time we had to do that.
So
I know.
in first, and then we'll do you guys tracking.
The Chaos Boys.
Yes, the Chaos Boys.
So if this were our Shadows
All
of
three
Estrin
of
game,
them.
this would be very bad with the women in one group and the men in the other. This is not a good division. Every time this happens, terrible things occur to the men.
Same with
Blades in the Dark, it would
I
be
was-
the best possible division.
I was gonna say, I was literally thinking the same thing with Blades of the Dark.
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes and Halligan every time.
You guys are gonna go back to join our group, and we're both gonna be like mauled, burned. One of us is still actively on fire. You're like, what the fuck happened? This car's stuck in 5 bear traps.
that
Just,
meme of the guy
everywhere."
coming back with the pizza. Yeah.
So here's the context, for those of you that haven't heard our sagas of Blades in the Dark, here's how I'm gonna describe it with a real easy metaphor. Think of the way the men are and the women are compared to the main male and female characters in Kim Possible. Kim and Shigo and Ron and Dr. Draken. That's basically what happened.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe
That's
that.
very fast.
I can't believe I didn't
That's
think of
very
that.
fair.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
I just popped in my head. I'm like, that's it.
You need to
Yeah.
split
With a lot
them.
more-
You need
with
to
a lot
split the
more-
men up so they're paired with at least one other responsible person.
With a lot more illicit drug use and overt sexual activity.
And looking fabulous with boots, I might add.
Everyone in Kim Possible looked fabulous.
I'm
Get
talking
out of here,
specifically about my own character.
I know.
But
Anyway.
All right, so Bryn, Arissa, you head south along the stream. People are spreading out to search the whole Vale. There's enough people to just search everywhere because kids get lost. They can wind up anywhere. You just never know. But you guys, you get down to, you know where lives. He's got a little shack. Pretty much everyone in the Vale knows him. He's a great guy. He's a big, curly, bearded guy who's a hunter. He's a widower. His wife died a couple years back, so he's raising Eshart on his own. He's very generous with sharing his meat and everything with people throughout the winter, and people will go and women in the Vale sometimes go and kind of give his hut a woman's touch and tidy it up and stuff. And everyone's always trying to fix him back up with somebody, but he does not want any part of that. He's just raising his kid. But you get to his hut, and he's got some geese and a couple of pigs out there, and you see a shark working in the pig enclosure, doing something with the pigs. But you don't see Baroth. He's probably off looking somewhere.
Yeah, that's what you figured. So she'll climb off the elk. And they're in a fence area, right?
With the pigs,
yeah.
out front.
So she'll stay on the outside of the fence, so it's not this is really random creepy teen adult.
He knows you. He knows everybody here. So he's just Rissa, and he kind of just runs over.
Yeah.
Hi, Ashart. How are you? Yeah, of course, always. He's we're actually here for business. Actually, Arissa has a few questions to ask you.
Something bad happened, didn't it? What happened? I know my dad had to run off.
Yeah, oh God, I'm so sorry. What is the kid's name so I can put it in chat?
Andrin.
Andrin.
Oh, it's not Ashart.
Okay.
Ashart is the kid you're talking to. Andrin is the kid who's missing.
Damn it.
Just to be extra confusing, we're using names.
Is that Esh with an E or Ash with an A?
Ashart. Ashart.
Wait, what? But okay.
So Arissa kind of, we're trying to find your friend, Andrin. Well, we're not sure. He left his auntie and uncles, and he didn't come home in the morning. So everyone's out looking for him. He's gonna be okay. You know how big the village is here. Rue is tracking right now.
Rue's definitely gonna find him then.
Rue and Descara are out tracking together. So
I know that Rue is great at everything. I know Rue will find him then.
Wow, you really like Rue a lot.
He's the best. He's so nice and me, and he's so cool.
He is pretty cool. Yeah, he is really nice.
But I was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions. Is that okay? Yeah, no, nothing bad. This is just so we can help find him, because I know you guys are friends. Well, I know the other day, sorry, I gotta pull these names up. I know the other day you guys were listening to Celadon tell a story, right?
Yeah. He told us this really sad story. I don't know why he told us that, but yeah.
What kind of story was it?
How Uma wanted to marry Asvalia, and then the Emperor Yelm wouldn't let him because he's awful, and how now people don't find each other and they're sad. But I don't understand why he was telling the story.
Okay. Well, did he seem sad?
Calvin?
Yeah.
Seems weird.
What?
Sometimes he smells bad.
What does he smell like? Like dirt?
Clear wine.
Okay.
And pee.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. Now, when was the last time you saw?
We went back, so we were hanging down there. We go to see, I like to go down there and see the trader, Borkar, and we were there for a bit, and we were looking at some stuff because he had some a nice wooden sword I was looking at to play with, and then we went and saw Celadon again, and he told us another story because it was last week that happened. Just
okay.
Reference, yeah. She's come and go down there. No, yeah, it was last week. But then we heard another story, and then Drugala Applecheeks and Jorna gave us some honey cakes.
What was this story?
That story was a much better story. It was how Orlanth killed Oroka the water dragon and saved us all from drought.
Okay.
And then he cut Heller, like Oroka the water dragon swallowed Heller, but Orlanth just like cut his stomach and Heller came out, and that's where the rains came back. I really like that story.
Classic one.
So after you guys had the honey cakes, then where did you guys go?
Well, then I had to go home because I had to help my dad with the geese, and then I just told him I would see him, and he was going to see his aunt and uncle, and then he had to go home to see his dad.
Okay. Okay.
Was it just you two? Was anyone else with you guys?
No, it's just us.
Nothing seemed weird, did it?
No.
Okay. It doesn't have to. I'm just trying to think of everything.
I should make a prayer for him to Orlanth that he's found.
That would be really good. Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that. Will Shalana or Ronnie help? Or does she just heal people?
I'm sending a prayer to her. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you. Because I know she's really nice and she like healed the world and stuff.
She helped, yes. She is very nice.
Okay.
All right, you keep taking care of things, and if anything seems weird or you hear anything, try and find someone you know, okay? Okay.
Okay. I'll tell Rue you did real good today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, bye, buddy.
I got
Right.
you.
Hop back on the elk.
Right. We'll switch to the other guy. So, Kamish, you're trying to follow without being seen. Is that what you're doing?
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. Let me look at my skill. Let me look at the skills here. Hold on a
You
minute.
need like a permanent portable bush.
Stealth is like one of the things I have fucking terrible in. I have
Me too.
hide. Is that what I would use?
Yeah. Use hide. Yeah.
I have a 10 in hide, so that's
Nice.
So okay, you had a 10 in track too.
no. I'm saying I didn't roll. That's what I have. I have to get less than a 10.
Still possible. You got a
Still
10%
possible.
chance.
I rolled a 2. Look at this fucking shit. Look at that
Success,
shit.
too. Holy shit, isn't it?
Look at that shit.
It's 1/5.
Tyrese is covered in dirt, and whenever they look around, he just fucking.
So that's
a
you put.
This is how you get shit done. Your worst skills you do the best in.
Is the air.
I'm telling you,
The gods watch
covered
over.
in dirt.
So you guys can try to roll.
Oh, that's right.
You can roll to see if you can spot him. You need a special success to do it.
The dirt really helped you. You're right.
Also,
It did. Anytime they looked my way, I just fucking hit the ground flat, and they're like, "Pile of dirt. This isn't a
Covered
human."
your smell.
we have a hydrate.
Oh no. I'll be back.
I'm running out of.
Oh,
I'm
no.
running out of liquid. I have only salty olives. I have a little liquid.
That's
I
a
drank
I drank
dehydrator.
Amber just
Olive.
eats more olives.
Anyway.
For
Dehydrate.
twice as many points, you can use the kidney stone emoji.
I will give myself another kidney stone right now.
Do it for the people.
Would that be a scan check?
Yes.
All right.
Hold on, just to clarify, I'm not following Ruin Discara. I'm following
Keladon and company.
Kaladin, the bard, and
Oh, okay.
his group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry.
Mistake.
He's fucking sus, bro. Chimerice is super sus on
Christian,
this guy.
motherfucker, did you think we would split the party just 2 ways for you?
So you
I thought he was still following us.
did too. So because he said I'm going to follow those guys, and that's why I thought he meant you. So all right. So Chimerice, in that case, we'll take care of you first, then we'll get to the hunters.
Okay.
You're following it's Keladin, Golden Guard is there, and just a couple of like local guys. And they're walking around. They're looking around by the riddle. You see them go there, and you stay. A couple times you see Keladin like look around and like behind a tree or a bush or something. But I mean, they just look around and wander around for a couple hours and search.
I'm very specifically paying attention to Celadon. I am looking for subtleties in his mannerisms. I'm looking for him to maybe deter them from searching in a particular area. I'm looking for him to take extra precautions and maybe like looking around when they're checking a certain spot. I'm looking for like things that are off about his demeanor. I'm trying to watch him as closely as I
Watching
possibly
this
can.
guy being sus.
Yeah, so you insight.
Yep,
If you
own
want perception,
species would be a 30.
Yep, roll insight own species for me.
Insight
Is a
only
10 and a 0 a 100, or is that a 10?
Just
So
how it,
that is a 100.
Okay, I rolled a 100.
Which is a complete, like, it's the equivalent of rolling a 1. So he seems perfectly normal to you.
Awesome. Fucking great.
Yeah.
God damn it. I did so good and then so bad.
So to summarize, you hit like a ninja with a shit skill, and then something like a shaman should probably be good at, you're completely biffed.
Yeah, I'm like, now let me
Distracts.
observe his characteristics. Picks up chunk of mud, wipes it and eyes. Fuck.
It's real nice. So all right, we'll leave you there, but he doesn't seem to do any of that stuff.
Okay.
You follow for the afternoon, nothing happens. Rue and Discara, you're up to Crystal Glass Caves. I'm sorry, and you're just looking for stuff. Give me track rolls.
Yep, looking along the road and like off the road on either side, broken brush, anything interesting. Okay, listen up, you fucks. I'm talking to my dice right now. Listen up, you fucks. I am passable at this. Treat me with respect.
I got a 33 out of 60.
God damn it. I
Nice.
got a 53 out of 40. So Descar gets it.
Just to verify, was it a 10 and a 00? Or
no, it was a 10 on the D100 and a 0 on the D10.
Yeah, so that's 100.
Yes, it was this
combination. I know I do it wrong, but I always do.
No, that's 10.
That's a 10.
Yeah.
No,
I asked. You said it was a 100.
I'm sorry. I thought it was zeros across the board is 100. I apologize. Kung Fu Fetish just saved your ass. You succeeded.
Fuck. Thanks, Kung Fu. Thanks, Kung Fu. I appreciate that.
I'm sorry.
All my life, I've done zeros across the board is 10.
Across the board is 100. Yeah, is 100. That's how I do it. Anyway.
Okay, so I got a 10. So I did get a fucking success on that.
So you succeed. So what I'm going to say is that you're watching him, and like a hawk with your strange eyes, and the only thing you notice that you see him do differently a couple times is like, people looking, and he'll look around and reach into his like somewhere and pull out a little pouch and kind of just like put it back.
Does he try to do that when nobody's watching him?
To be discreet about it, but he's also like a couple times someone like kind of sees him and he doesn't really give a shit, but he tries to not be seen doing it.
Okay, we had a word for that. It was called furtive movements.
Oh,
fuck! All right, he's drinking the purple drink,
the clear drink.
Son of a bitch! All right,
and he's drinking something.
I like the idea that he has champagne in like a leather water skin. The bubbly.
He's gonna burp it every now and then.
So, what did you get on your track rolls, guys?
Missed it by 13. Descar got it.
Got a 33 out of 60.
All right, cool. So, you're looking around, and you do find you find a big fucking wolf print.
Oh no!
Like a big wolf print.
Huge.
Like regular wolf prints, and these wolf prints are like much bigger.
So I'll point it out. I was like, I found it looks like a wolf, but it's like the size of a bear.
walk over and I'm gonna stare at the print for a minute.
It's the
And then I'm
Deskar
gonna look at
approach of
Deskar,
it.
and then I'm gonna look at the print. I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna be like, we don't all know each other, man.
It's not necessarily a bear desk, like pony-ish.
Pony-ish.
Yeah.
The ponies that pull the Budweiser.
Clydesdale.
But it's not like gigantic.
Dire wolf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
All right.
So
This is kind of far into the valley for wolves, isn't it?
Yeah, it
looking at
is.
that now, you can see some prints kind of heading off up.
Are there any sign of like drag marks or anything like that around it?
Give me another check roll. Now you see it. That's by the way. Check that box of the skill you succeed in. Same thing for Carice. Check hide and your other thing too, bro.
Hey, 8.
Nice.
Check that, Rue.
Yes, finally got a check on track after using it 3 times.
So, I'm sorry. What was your question?
If there are drag marks around it or any indication that the wolf is carrying or dragging something, child footprints, anything.
You don't see drag marks, but you do see a definite trail heading back up the mountains yonder.
Well, it could be coincidence. How fresh does this track look?
Fresh.
Like last night?
Yeah.
Like last shit. All right. It doesn't look like it was carrying anything. Okay. Maybe we should split up. Maybe one of us should follow the tracks and the other should keep searching because it doesn't look like it was carrying a child.
So, Rue's following the tracks.
I'm kind of leaving that decision to Deskar.
All right.
Because I don't want it to seem sus, even though he's my best friend. I don't think he'd think that of me, but these are nervous times.
I mean, do you think it's why is it like if there are wolves coming down into the vale that we should split up here?
We can handle wolves.
Maybe a wolf, but a pack, I'm not sure.
I mean, they don't usually bother people.
Yeah, but we got a missing kid.
Do you want to come too?
I think it's better safe than sorry.
All right, let's follow it up a ways, and then if we don't find anything, we'll turn back around and take another pass.
So the two of you begin following this path, and it weaves up, cuts off hard from the stream, and begins weaving up into the woods. And you guys are both excellent hunters, so you don't need to roll again to keep on track of it. You can stay on it, and as you follow it, this is a big wolf, and it was keeping a pretty fast pace running. And there's places where it just leapt across streams and stuff like that where you have to stop and kind of do the circle thing to pick up the trail again. But you follow it. You follow it for a while, a couple hours up into the mountains. You don't see any signs of drag marks or anything like that. But as you get higher, Rue, you recognize the landscape a little bit.
Well, I don't think the kid made it this far, so we should probably turn around. Look back in the valley again.
You definitely recognize a certain tree line. And then you begin thinking, and you're like, wait a minute. I think that stream probably cuts into that ravine down yonder that you're looking down on now. And you're like, hey, that looks really familiar too.
Scar, I think I know this place.
Like, you've been here before?
I had a vision in the pits and a dream. What are the chances it's related to finding Andrin, though?
I mean, when did you have the dream of this place?
Oh, on and off every few nights for the past 4 months.
Well, then probably not too weird, but probably not too related to finding him, is it?
Yeah, right. Probably not. And I mean, Andrin has to be our first priority.
Yeah.
We should turn back and look again for more signs of child.
I'll like give Rue a concerned look because he seems. Do you seem like skittish right now? Like
he seems stressed.
Yeah. I'll just give him a concerned look, and it's like, yeah, let's go back and we'll keep this in mind though.
Yeah. The veil, it's not going anywhere. It's a ravine. Okay. I will head with the Scar back down to try to look along the road again and see if we can find a child trail.
So this was, again, you guys are up there, so it takes a while to get back. By the time it gets back for you, it's already like nightfall.
Jesus.
Bryn, Arissa, you've been like looking for them in the Vale
They're dead.
for a while now, and you see them like coming down out of the woods as people. It's night now, and people are starting to kind of like gather back at the hall to debrief a little bit.
No word.
Yeah.
Let's go see if anybody else found anything.
Hey, can I before the group that I was following heads back, when I notice they're kind of turning around or something, can I pop out from behind a tree and just very straight-faced ask Keladon, what sort of bad things happened to other kids? And just like stand there, just fucking shovel in hand, like slightly wider than shoulder width stance, covered in dirt and sweat, and just fucking staring at him.
So, just so I get the scene correct in my mind, okay? So you got Gordangal, your chief, Celadon, his bonded trickster, so which means that technically Gordangal is responsible for anything Celadon does, just so you know, socially that's how that works, okay? And just a couple other guys from the Vale. So they were searching around the area of the riddle. They're heading back now, and you're just going to, like, pop up like a silly little guy. And say what now?
And say, what kind of bad things happened to these other kids?
So Gordomar's like, and he actually like whips his sword out, and a couple of the other guys like jump back because they're not like expecting that. Oh, well, they weren't armed, but they're just kind of like fuck. And Celadon is like looks at you very like wide eyed, and he's like, "Oh, it's a Potter's son. I'm sorry, What? You startled me."
What sort of bad things happened to these other kids?
What other kids?
You said before that bad things have happened to other kids.
Well, some children get curious about the riddle, and it's not a place for the children.
I kind of just take a moment and just kind of stare at him. To be honest, Kymrese doesn't know what to say to that. He's genuinely concerned for Andrin, and whether he's misguided or not, he feels like Celadon either has information that he's not sharing or is somehow involved. And he says, "Have you ever found any of them before?"
No one that's gone in the riddle, no. But Gorda goes, "What is the meaning of this?" He just cuts him off before he can say anything else.
At this point, when he says that, my stance kind of goes less rigid, and I say, I just mean to say if the previous efforts have been the same and no one has ever been found, perhaps we should change our strategy.
Children go missing from time to time. Oftentimes they slipped and injured themselves. Sometimes they've fallen and died. Sometimes animals have carried them off. Sometimes somebody else says, sometimes those goddamn wolves get them. And Gordaga just kind of gives him a side eye at that. And just was like, the wolves are under control. And the guy kind of like mumbles. And he's like, it's a tragedy, but I don't know that there's a pattern. We'll keep searching. I'm sure he'll turn up.
I hope so. And at that, I kind of just give a little bit of a nod, and I just walk back into the trees.
Fucking swamp thing. Okay, so you just fade back into the trees, and you don't go to the town gathering, the debrief.
Yeah.
Or do you?
Take a roundabout way to get there.
Okay.
Camrys is his
he steps
brain
behind
is
one tree and he steps out of another at the town center.
You take a roundabout way to get there. You arrive on the other side of like the gathering, but about the same time that everyone else does. Because we'll cut back to Bryn, Orissa. You find Rue and Discara as you're coming down the mountains north of here, north of the village, while Camrys was south of it. So you guys gather together, and you have a moment before you get there if you want to role play.
You can tell
anything.
just by the look on Rue's face at a distance that they did not find this kid. He looks very worried.
Any signs?
Not of Andron, no.
Ashart wasn't too sure of anything either. We were the ones to tell him that we were looking for his friend. And he didn't see anything suspicious or note anything as weird, other than that story that he was this
Cauldron?
that Celadon told him.
Celadon. There we go. Was close.
But I don't know if that's. But he told him other stories after the fact.
Celadon was telling that story because Lonson was there.
Okay.
That was a jab at Lonson.
Okay. Well, yesterday he told them a story about or the story of Orlength and the sea serpent and the rain and all of that, and he was quite excited about that one.
Maybe we should look by water.
It's possible.
The trackers have probably searched around his aunt and uncle's house, right? See if there are any signs there of where it went.
We just took a huge detour.
He may be lost in somewhere that's more difficult to look.
Does Kyrie's, is he near us or?
So you arrive and Kyrie's
just
out of the dark to say that.
Tree, yeah. Boom.
Just steps out from behind Discara.
Yeah.
Kyrie's is like doing the little finger trick, just magic.
What do you mean by that, Kyrie's? What do you mean by that, Kyrie's?
Also, are you okay? As he's still covered in dirt and sweat.
Yeah, I say it's possible he's in the riddle.
What?
I don't think Aranina would have let a child slip into the riddle.
How would they have known, though?
I look at you, Orisa, and I say, I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Okay, good.
Why would he go there? He knows not to go there.
Riddle's left unguarded, right?
Yeah. It's okay. No? Okay, never mind.
Not really.
Nothing's ever unguarded. It doesn't necessarily have to be that there's a human guarding it.
Well,
also, unguarded against intruders doesn't necessarily mean people that,
I say this. There's two things that make it unlikely that he actually it's a worthwhile thing to check
He's
to make
also
sure the
a
kid didn't go in
child,
the
and
riddle.
like Arnalda
but-
is a mother goddess. I don't think she
Yeah,
would like
like,
murder
She
a
wouldn't.
curious
There's-
child. She
there's a
might
part of
round
that.
them around and
That's
teach them a lesson, but
part
like
of
not
it,
murder a
okay.
child.
The second part of it is that everybody is pretty much socialized from birth to stay the fuck away from the riddle because it's a terrifying place and it's sacred to women and to like an
Terrifying
extremely
place. Only
powerful,
women go there.
an extremely powerful earth goddess is like temple. And you don't want to piss her off. And 3, like Aranina hangs around there, and she's terrifying on her own. And 4, even if she's not around there, temples and sacred sites are also guarded by like very powerful spirits. So it's not like outside of the realm of possibility that the kid might have gone there, but it's probably not something he would like wander in and like actually get into. Yeah, like not.
I mean, we can search around the
probably not gonna
grounds to
happen.
see. Like,
Yeah,
it's
which is
possible.
by the way, they didn't go
Someone
anywhere.
is teaching him a
The
lesson.
men did not go anywhere near the riddle. They wound around the grounds. They did not go near that place. Yeah.
Who searched around his aunt and uncle's place?
You don't know?
Do we know? Okay, we don't know.
Yeah, we didn't quite make it that far.
I would say it's Ven since he's not here.
I'd
like Ven and Jorganoth.
Because that was the
did.
last place he was seen, for sure.
I let everybody know where I searched.
Also possible that one of insert name of other tribe that just fucked with us here is fucking with us back.
Mm-hmm.
You think they would steal a child?
I don't think they'd kill him, but they might ransom him back.
It's possible.
Possible.
We did take a lot of their cows.
It's like way outside of like the bounds of fair play.
Taking a kid on their way home to their own territory.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Cows.
The sorts of cattle raiding that like occurred, it's you're stealing people's stuff, so it's not great. But it's also there's a very ritualized like set of rules to it where you really like you're not really like if you get in a fight, you're not trying to kill someone.
Yeah,
like
they're able-bodied adults
like
that are
Ven came
involved.
really close to like starting some shit that could have been bad. Like if you cut that guy's leg off and he died, that's the beginning of like a blood feud. Yeah, exactly. So you're not really trying to like hurt the people. You're trying to maybe like mess with them a little bit. Like get him a headlock and noogie him, throw him in the river.
Stealing the other school's mascot. Like it's something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Yeah.
I understand.
Our mascot, except our mascots are all cows.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Let's head back in here if anybody else found anything, and then it's dark, so if we continue to search, we should probably call his name as we go throughout the night.
So you get back to the main hall, and outside of it, it's still, like I said, it's late spring. It's warmer nights. The sun is setting later now. You see Jorna and Drugala bringing some food out.
Food.
Yeah. So she's like, and Gordon is over there talking to some people, but Drugala sees you guys. She's like, "Oh, come eat. I made just something. I mean, you've all been out so long in the day and haven't had anything. You really should have something."
Thank you. I am literally starving, so I will scarf down whatever this is.
Any news? Any updates?
Nobody's found anything. It's so terrible.
Not even a sign? Not even a...
You see Afar, who is Venarin's aunt, just like bawling. So he's there, but he's being awkward about it.
It's not too late yet. We're going to keep searching. We're just going to... Let's figure out what areas other people have covered and look for the spots that were missed.
Question.
Yes.
What would Savan's role be in an event like this if a child went missing?
At the beginning right now, just to search with everyone else, but sooner or later, he's probably going to have to do some divination.
All right.
Which I'm glad you brought up because that's exactly where I was going to go with this. You're standing there like covered in dirt, looking like shit, and Saban like just walks right up to you.
I look at Saban and I say,
and he's like, "Go ahead."
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You first.
Go ahead. He goes.
I was just going to say, they haven't been able to find him yet. What if he's hiding somewhere where we can't find him?
That's also a good possibility, is that he's hiding.
He's like eating a meat pie, and he goes, "Well, I was looking for you because, well, we're going to go ask.
Everybody's been calling his name so loudly. I've been whispering it. If he can't hear them screaming, maybe he can hear me speaking softly.
Perhaps something else can hear us. Finish up and clean up first. Clean up first before we do this. Go get clean. We can't be seen like that where we're going.
Yes. I'll go and wash up.
15
Jump
minutes.
in the well, climb back
15
out.
minutes. Meet me here shortly. 15 minutes, like they fucking have clocks.
You
Liv,
go to jump in the well, and Lonson just fucking decks you. She's like, no more people in the well. She's like, fuck no.
We drink this.
Nothing's way
Wham.
up in the mountains. It's actually not a well. It's like a pool in a stream. And just call it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it was like a town well. I was like,
No.
Oh, I thought it was
No.
a well too. Okay.
No, it's just the name for it. But it's like, like
yeah, a natural well.
yeah, like a
gotcha.
natural bowl. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you go, you can clean up in the river quickly. Wu, you see Liv, and she's with Morganath. But she comes not running over to you, but she comes over to you and she goes, "Oh, did you find anything?"
No sign of him.
Okay.
He might. Is there any reason he'd be hiding? Do you know if?
Morganath and I are going to try divination, but we don't know.
Where's his dad? Is his dad hanging around here?
His dad's in the search parties.
I'm gonna go ask his dad if they've had any disagreements or anything that might cause him to, get a 10-year-old's idea of, like running away to show them anything like that.
Sitting he's got some food like on a plate in front of him, but he's just kind of like staring at it.
I'll walk over and just kind of sit across from him and just be like, "Hey, Discar and I are gonna get back out there and keep searching in just a minute, but I wanted to ask if anything's happened or you had any arguments with Andrin, just little things that might make a kid think, oh, I'll go and hide or I'll go run away and show them."
No, he there's nothing major. There was something that Borkar had that he wanted. We didn't have the coin for it, but that's just nothing to run away.
What was the thing?
Oh, just his toy sword he liked.
And that was the shop dude, the merchant dude?
Borkar is the merchant, yeah.
No. Okay. All right. Is he in the search party too, or no? Has he been in town?
He's part of it, yep.
He'd know if something were missing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Where this Andrin's mother is dead. Or
Andrin's mother's not dead. No.
Where is she?
She's around. Her name's Sonara. And yeah, you see her.
Does she look distraught?
She looks very distraught, but she's also got 2 infants like hanging on her.
Yep.
They had twins. So very distraught and very, very tired.
I mean, I will thank Gerhas and tell him, we're gonna look until we find him one way or another. Just keep your strength up. I'm an adult now. I can say those things to other adults.
Thank you. Between you and I, there are those in the Vale who don't like you being here. But, I believe you judge a man by his actions. And, well, I have nothing against you, young man.
Thank you. If he's out there, I'll find him. And I'm just gonna pat the table and I will get up. This is awkward. Oh my god. Thanks, Jeff. Okay. gonna go talk to Mom. Hey.
Mom is preparing to go with Morganeth.
Oh, not
She's
my
like
mom. Andrin's mom.
Oh, Andrew's mom. I'm sorry.
The mom.
You see her. She's sitting, and there are like she's got these like two kids, and it's like kind of like Irish twins. You know what I mean? They're close enough in age to each other where it's like they're like 1 and 2, so they're just bleh, all over her, and so she's I'm gonna say though that Jorna and Drugala are kind of like, oh no, do you will? They're kind of trying to help with the kids while she's trying to just like rest, but she just looks kind of in shock.
Hey, I'm sure you've been over this with a dozen people by now, but did anything happen recently with Andrin that could have sparked his curiosity about something or made him want to take off? All right. Shit, I'm bad at this. All right.
Forgive me for saying so, but there are wolves howling close by last night, and I heard them, and I said to Gahas, I was worried about him, but I don't. I'm sorry, I don't mean anything to it by you. I heard him, that's all.
It's fine. Wolves don't usually come this close to the Vale. They don't really hunt people either, though.
He's just kind of like, gives you that look like, well, maybe not.
All right, well, I'm gonna keep looking with the others. Take care of yourself. I'm gonna leave that awkward conversation. 1-2 punch. Where's Descara?
While that's happening, I actually want to go over to Descara.
Arissa has something to do, and then we'll grab you guys. No worries.
Arissa is gonna look for. She was actually gonna look for Morganeth.
With Liv.
So she goes up to her and she just, hey, I had someone mentioned something and I had a concerned thought. Has anyone?
Morganeth, you're talking to, right? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
She's the one that like took me in the middle of the night for the.
Yep.
This is who she wants.
Yep, she's got the thing on her face, like covering her eyes, a green cloth, and she's just like, "Oh yeah, so it is."
I don't know if there's a chance, but someone mentioned something, and I got nervous. And has anyone spoken with the spirits that guard the riddle?
No. You can send the boy. I've gotten in.
Either that, or he's hiding there.
That would not be possible without me knowing.
Okay. Is there anything that I can do to help you?
Not right now. Liv and I have some, divination to do, but if you comfort those and be around to practice what art you have in healing, if anyone gets hurt, we would appreciate it. I will be occupied for a while, trying to see what I can find out about the boy.
I will.
Thank you, dear. You are a credit to your parents. And she just kind of reaches out. Like, she can't see, but she still reaches out right to where you are and, like, gives you, like, the shoulder squeeze. And
tell her about the sword.
Liv kind of goes, well, thank you, Arissa.
Be safe.
You as well. Go ahead, Bryn.
Yeah, she's just gonna go up to Descara. Descara.
Hey, Bryn.
Is Rue okay?
He's been...
She's just watching him run around from person to person.
Talking to person after person, standing like he's getting hit.
He's kind of been anxious all day, like while we've been out, and I'll kind of like lean. I gotta like lean way far down, but I'm like whisper into your whisper.
You just sit.
Kind of like I'm gonna whisper to you. It's like, and we found some wolf prints up in the vale, but
like a pack of wolves.
At least one, but I don't know if we didn't find any other tracks of with the boy around, so like I don't think if it's quite
related or not.
Yeah.
Have you ever run into wolf prints before this close or far or wherever they were?
Have we run into wolf prints?
Yeah, you found them.
Okay. But it's a sign that they were here.
Yeah, it's a sign that at least one was down here, as far as we could tell. But
correct me if I'm wrong too, this is out of game, but like we also all know what's coming with Rue, right?
Yeah, you know.
I was gonna say we all know.
Well, I mean, I would say that you don't know for sure that it's coming, but you definitely know it's a possibility that it could happen.
Okay. We should stay in a bigger group now that it's dark out.
Yeah, that would probably be best.
Look out for him, Descara.
I am.
Gonna need you.
So you guys are gonna go. Tamrish, you're going with Saven, who's continuing to search.
I'm gonna search until I drop.
Yeah, I'm gonna go search too, depending on what Arissa's going to do.
Arissa was kind of told stay in town, stay where you're needed. So
gotcha. Yeah, I might join Descara and Rue if you're gonna be okay, Arissa.
Sure. Ven says I'll stay with her. Just including him.
I'll leave Ort too with Arissa in case she needs some.
No, take Ort with us if
really?
He's hurt or something, then you'll be able to get him back to town and healing so much faster.
All right, that's fair.
If I need a quick ride, I'll borrow a local's horse.
That's fair.
So torches are distributed to you guys so you can see in the dark as night falls. And
you said torture is distributed to you, and I was like, why?
Distributed to you if you want.
It already has.
They have a club for that in Boldholm. Maybe not here in the sticks, but definitely in Boldholm. No. Torches are distributed to you guys, and you head out into the night. And all right, people who are tracking, we'll get to you next. Let me do Kymrese first. So Kymrese, you wash yourself off and you get cleaned up, and Saven comes to you, finds you actually, and he's washed himself as well, and he's got like a bowl, like a copper bowl, and he goes, "Oh, you're ready. Come with me."
Yes.
He goes, "Here, hold this," and he hands you a torch.
I hold the fire, and then I switch it in my other hand.
Okay, and he takes you across. He takes you across the stream and up into the hills to where the hill is, Stag Hill, and you go into the middle of the standing stones there, and he has like this bundle with him, and he's like, "Okay, set that here," and you set the bundle down, And he starts taking things out, and it's in the copper bowl. He puts it on a stone in the middle of the thing, and he begins lighting. He goes, take the torch, light a small fire there with tinder, and he begins building like a little, like, you know, he build like a teepee fire. He begins building out of something in that copper bowl.
Okay, I'm just watching. I'm not saying anything.
They look like different sorts of herbs and things like that, and then once he gets that done, he looks at you and he goes, "You have that fire going yet?"
Do I? I tried to get a fire going.
Because you said you were just watching him, so I don't know. If you want to, you can get it going.
I wasn't talking.
Understood.
I was doing as he said.
So as you make you make a small fire per his instructions, and kind of watch him set this stuff up, and then he goes, excellent. He goes, and he takes he reaches into his pocket and he actually pulls out a stick, and he goes, ash, sacred, and he just lights the fire, lights it in the fire that you built, and he holds it up and he begins praying in storm speech, and you don't quite know what he's saying, but he takes that ash and he lights whatever's in the copper bowl, and that fire begins going up into the air, and as it does, like the wind kind of picks up very locally. Typically at night the winds die down. Here it's picked up, so that's kind of weird. And things begin to like swirl around a little bit, and you see his eyes kind of like roll back into his head, and he chants in storm speech. And you watch him for a while, and you see this, the wind kind of just like swirls around him, and the smoke comes up out of that bowl and like goes around him in a spiral. And almost like it includes you a little bit in it, and it almost blocks out like the rest of the world in the night, and you can't really see the stars or anything like that anymore. It's a very strange feeling because you feel like you're still in a place. You feel like you haven't moved, but you feel like you've shifted places a little bit. So it's I
kind of try to reach out and grab the smoke as it's carried by the wind, like playfully.
The smoke just blows straight through your hands, but you feel it. And as you're doing that, and you're looking at the winds and the smoke that you go in, and you're like, I see faces in there. As you feel like you see like a child's face for just a minute, looks at you, and it kind of goes around, like, as it's like circling around, like a little laughing face kind of looks at you and goes around, and you feel like you see those things, and then you're like, wait a minute, you see another face, and you're like, I swear that was a guy that I remember being around when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure he was the guy that had those goats, and so you're looking at, like, you see some of those faces in there, and some of them you realize are ancestors. Some of them might just be like little wind spirits or things like that. But he communicates for a while with them, and at the end, he just like drops his hands, and the fire just goes out, and the wind just stops and goes back to normal, like almost immediately. And he kind of like his eyes are rolled back, and they kind of look at you, and he just sits for a minute, and he stares at you.
I offer him some water.
And I was going to ask for that. And he says, I consulted with Orlanth.
What did he have to say?
It feels that the boy no longer takes the breath of the Lord of the Airs.
Timrese kind of lets out a little bit of a sigh, and his head kind of hangs low for a minute.
That is divining as well. We will see what Nalda says.
Is it possible that Orlanth is mistaken?
The gods know what they know. They do not know everything. And it is possible to get cryptic answers. This is not a good answer, but it is not one that should have us abandon all hope.
Did you see the other version of me in your divination?
He looks at you, and he looks right at you, and he goes, I see him all the time. He follows you. Let's get back to town.
Very well. And I grab the burnt ash, and I look at him and I say, may I keep this?
Certainly. He looks kind of happy that you said that.
And I just kind of stash it away in my pocket.
He's like, yes, you're doing weird shaman shit naturally. You're like, takes it. You're like, I'm gonna put this in my boot. Like, yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna snort this later.
He's pleasantly surprised when I ask if I can keep this. He's like, yes, you may. And he's thinking to himself, this may be the most astute student I've ever had. And then he turns back around and I'm like, like chewing on.
He's like, even better. The child is a prodigy.
So getting close to the search party. Give me track rolls, guys, if you want.
Fan out bit. I'm gonna go without a torch.
Okay.
I am gonna kind of go a ways away, like within hearing and shouting distance of the other folks, but I want to be kind of in the woods in the dark-ish still. Going along and just occasionally calling.
Yes. Caprice, quickly.
Do you want me to make a successful track roll or just unsuccessful ones right now?
You're not involved in this. This is a tracking part. Yeah, okay.
Get out of here. Get off
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Yay. 26. Not bad at all. Out of 40.
I fail.
44.
Yes, and Rue both succeed. Am I right?
Makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. So you find tracks. You find human tracks. And then you're like, well, people have been like wandering all around all day, so it makes sense that parties have crossed back and forth. So you do have some frustration as you kind of like follow it, and you're like, oh, well, this is just a tracking party. This is just another tracking party. And then you do find a small set of I'm sorry, there's something in chat I have to answer in a minute. You find a small set of tracks, kind of like a child set. You do find.
Oh. Okay. This is the best lead we have. Excellent. Where are they headed?
Stream.
Away from the stream? Is this the main or is this the one?
The deer run. Yeah.
All right. How close to the stream are we right now? Is it going to take a big detour to actually go to the water's edge and see if he did anything there or left anything there before we follow?
You're just kind of going up and down the vale, doing like a dragnet pattern. So you're not too far. You're probably close to I would say the top by the falls, northern end of the vale, and no more than say 20 to 30 meters away from the stream.
Okay, I think the tracks lead away from it, but we should check the stream just in case he did a little camp there, left anything there, got injured, anything like that, any other evidence or clues, and then we should follow the tracks. Soon I will have nothing but olives, y'all.
That's just more encouragement to get you to drink olive juice.
I'm getting there. He's drinking brine. Hydrate, drink
the
brine.
The spirit spoke to me and told me to anticipate a hydration. That's why I disappeared.
So you circle back to the stream, and I mean you find some prints around the stream, but you don't find anything suspicious.
Okay, nothing suspicious. He hasn't dropped any items or anything like that. No further evidence that it's the child we're looking for, just a child.
Yep.
Seems to be right-ish size and weight. All right, let's follow them tracks in the direction they were headed.
My audio's sucking again. I'm sorry, guys. It's because Rainey needs to come over and fix it. And
it
doesn't
sound
whatever.
Too bad to me.
You hear something different than what it's the Twitch end. Sometimes it like just drops whole sentences I say, and I don't know why. Like I literally don't change anything, and then it changes itself on its own. But the difference is that Rainey fixes it in the podcast. That's why it's better.
Mm-hmm.
The YouTube video should be all right too, right?
Literally, yes. That's what I was about to type in chat.
No, because our YouTube is from the Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was ripped from the Zoom.
No.
Shit.
No. Yeah. Yes, it does go through the players' Kung Fu Fenris. So anyway, yeah. So back to what you're saying. No sign that is nothing incriminating.
Okay, let's follow him at a good clip.
So you follow him at a good clip. and they go. Come back down, and they go right towards.
So he's,
which is the steed that's right there.
so like, is it possible? Like, are we enclosed? No, he's like walking out in like the open, right? It's not like he's lost. He's wandering, doing kid stuff. Okay. Twice blessed. Okay. Do we know?
Alright, gotta follow him there.
Do we know of anyone connected to him who lives at Twice Blessed? Oh, Christian's answering a question.
I didn't know that was a question for me. I thought you were actually role playing your character. I'm sorry.
I'm
no.
like, I don't know anything that Christian doesn't tell me.
No, you not necessarily.
Okay.
You don't know any. Yeah, no.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going in. I'm following the trail until I lose it, and if I lose it very close to Twice Blessed, I will start shaking down doors.
Yep.
Twice blessed, and I mean, there's a big hall and everything, and a lot of you see the fire and stuff. It's people are there.
The warning bell would have been heard through the whole Vale. Like, people at Twice Blessed know we are looking for this child by now.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, 100%. It's not that far away from anywhere else.
Yeah.
Do we lose the trail in Twice Blessed, or can we see kind of where he went inside the
It
village?
went to Twice Blessed.
I mean, like, can we see any particular door or anything he went to?
No, because you get into that area where it's like people are all around and stuff. Yeah.
All right.
I guess we should probably go.
I'll call a little huddle with the three of us first. The trail leads to Twice Blessed. Everybody here knows that he's missing. I don't think we should tell anyone while we're looking that the trail leads here. We should just look for him. He's either hiding and they don't know if he is still here, or somebody here is complicit.
Or the trail that we've just been following could just be a kid from Twice Blessed.
It could be, but like, it doesn't serve us to tell them otherwise, just in case.
I mean, like, we're right now we're just tracking an anonymous child. We could ask, like, hey, was there any kids that were out up playing slight north of here not too long ago?
If we see kids, we should ask them directly.
Yeah.
You don't want to ask people, though, if they've seen any sign?
Let's take a pass through the village first. Just in case.
So the steeds aren't really like villages as much as they are like you compare the show to
Some
Vikings.
guy's house and extended family and houses.
Like his little Orla Floki's like area in Vikings where it's like, oh, he's got like a place and there are some people around and they've got some shit too, and that's basically what it is. It's like a couple of huts, maybe a bigger house, which is the hall, and just a few things like that.
So it won't take long just to pass through, look around, and then ask. Like, it's not like we're gonna spend 40 minutes or anything.
Okay.
Okay, let's make a pass through and then we can ask around.
Okay, so and it's not terribly late right now. It's probably about 9:00, but you cycle through and you see like,
I'm looking for like hiding spaces a little kid could have gotten up into, if there's like any sort of sheds or anything like
there's
that.
There's plenty of that stuff.
Poke around.
There's plenty of that stuff.
Yep. I'm gonna start. Man, somebody's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing in my shed?" And I'm gonna be like, "Fuck." But I am gonna do it.
I mean, we know we're all looking for a kid, though.
Right, so what do you? So you're gonna start poking around and like?
Yeah, hiding spots. I'm looking at hiding spots, either for a live child or a dead one.
You begin looking in like
lofts and shit,
chicken coops and lofts and shit like that. In the meantime, Bryn and Discar, what are you doing?
Go ahead, Dust, you first.
I kind of want to like ask around to a degree, just be like, hey, has anyone here seen any signs of the missing boy? Again, if any children around, just like, hey, were any of you out?
So you begins just like rummaging around. You guys see you see people like you see one of the doors open and a woman is standing there with like a little girl, kind of like looking around her, and she's like, "Oh, Bryn, Des, how are you?"
Oh, do we know who this is?
It's her name.
Well, yeah, we know
you pretty much you pretty much know everyone.
Okay.
I should have had the name thing up. Her name is Indessa.
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 Hi, Indessa.
Hi.
Any luck over here?
All day. You find anything? What's he doing? She says, "Ruin."
he's still looking.
He's being very thorough.
Okay.
Have any of the younger kids kind of escaped to go play?
Oh, yeah, Belmas was out a bit earlier. Went down by the river, a little bugger, but yeah, I told him not to go running around.
He's back though, right?
See some little kids like, right, don't you go running out. These nice men are looking for you. Don't want you to get lost too, you know.
I'll just I'll ask. It's like, hey, well, while you were out playing, did you see anything?
He's just like staring up at you because this is giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I feel the same way sometimes.
Bryn and the child are the same height.
You say that and he just looks like right at you.
I know this feeling in real life. Like
and like out of game, like the child was out. Like sometimes a kid will see something that like an adult will miss.
Right.
For sure.
So, but all right, I'll be safe. Just don't wander too far. We don't want to.
Yeah. Stay close tonight. Stay close for a while.
This kid was kidnapped by spirits or something. What the fuck is happening? He's vanished into thin air.
Or was
there'd be blood or something.
Eaten by the wolf.
could have been taken back to its
Could
den
be
to
worse. Could
feed
have been
its
eaten by a
puppies or
bat.
something.
You're good track. I can tell when a dire wolf is carrying a child. Okay.
That's true.
So I will say that the evening wears on. How late do you guys want to stay out searching?
I mean, I want to search all night.
Yeah, Rue's gonna search all night until he like physically has to stop. Until he's like
you search until you guys are. You search until you are exhausted. The night becomes cold and dark and deep, and you occasionally go back into the village. Kind of a vigil is held right outside. Not a vigil, but the hall is kept open all night. Fires are kept burning outside, and food and stuff is available throughout the night. So occasionally you go down and you stop in. Nobody finds anything.
He disappeared.
And eventually you just get too exhausted and you have to get some sleep. And you do, you sleep.
Fitful.
And then the morning comes. I mean, people are continuing the search. You certainly can as well.
Actually, think I want to find Kymries.
Okay.
Just to check in.
Mm-hmm.
And see if he saw anything.
He's suspiciously clean.
Do you do this at nighttime or during the day?
Either. If I see him like kind of openly in the nighttime, then I might check in. But if not, then I'll check in the morning.
You can grab him, outside the hall. Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kymries is not. As you see him and approach him, he looks like he's like physically there, but like he's not there. He's 1,000 miles away.
Hey, Chimers.
Oh, hey.
How's it been going? Have you seen
For
anything?
me or for the boy?
For you. I know you see things more than the rest of us can sometimes.
I shake my head and I say, well, I haven't been able to find the thing I'm looking for, so not so good. Orlanth says that he doesn't draw breath anymore.
That doesn't sound like it. That sounds like a very bad sign.
Yeah, it does. Part of me wants to still hope.
We should until we know for sure.
I've never known anybody to be.
What did
without
he
fault.
say exactly? What was the exact phrase, Christian? Just to interrupt real quick.
He said that he never draws the Wind Lord's breath.
Wind Lord's
I
Okay.
If it's all right with you, I'll canon and say exactly that. I feel like Heinrichs would have
Yeah.
remembered.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bryn, did you find anything?
No, nothing. Mostly dead ends. A couple signs, but they all led to nowhere. I mean, I'm not a very good tracker, though, so I mostly followed my cousin and Rue.
I kind of laugh at that and I say, neither am I. I follow the trees. I mean, I kind of chuckle and just shake my head.
Sometimes I give you more information, though.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know.
If you see Arisa, can you actually never mind.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, it's nothing.
Okay, Grimers. If you need anything, just ask.
So you all head off to your own abodes for the evening. You get in, and Liv is still up. Your mom, and she's sitting by the hearth fire, and she's got some like some bitter tea kind of brewing, and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just couldn't get to sleep. I was worried about you. It's foolish, I know you're a man now, but well, I'm still your mother."
It's all right, Mom. I don't think there are many people who are going to be getting much sleep tonight.
Tea. He pours some in.
He'll sit down, have a cup of tea with his mom. He looks like shit. He's so haggard right
Yeah,
now.
she looks bad too. She goes, "Well, I heard that Savan didn't get very good news in his divinations, but ours weren't bad.
What did you hear?
Well, we'll be sleeping tonight, but we'll share it with everyone in the morning. But now this says that, well, the Mother Earth has not received the child's bones."
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. I am putting things together, but I don't have Rue does not have the second piece of this puzzle. God damn it. I need to know that other thing. Okay. I'm figuring it out, I think, maybe. Okay. I'm gonna get a couple hours of sleep and I'm gonna get right back at it at first light.
Same.
Thank you.
And always. Does anyone else have anything they want to do that night?
I just had one little thing, yeah.
Sure. Yep.
So Arisa goes back to her place pretty late. Checks in on all of the girls, makes sure they're all in bed where they should be.
Your grandmother is there already. She's been taking care of them.
Yeah, she's just paranoid now.
Yeah, understandable.
And she kind of just goes to the kitchen and stretches her back and sits herself down in front of the fire. And as she promised she would do, she sends a quiet prayer to Shalana Arroy for guidance and safety for the little one.
Hey, roll on your
Prayer
harmony
rolls.
room.
Okay, so when you say roll,
Yeah, so roll your harmony rune.
so do I want to roll
Whoa.
above this or
You want to roll under it.
I want to roll under it? Okay,
Yep.
where's my other d10? There it is. I barely succeeded, but it is a success because my harmony rune is 85.
Peeking through.
Nice.
Yeah.
I rolled a
We got big
74.
harmonies in this group.
You can check that. I believe I don't have the character sheet in front of me,
There
but
is a little box.
Yes,
next
there is
to
a
it.
box.
check a little box
Damn.
there. Now, just interestingly in that one, if you roll and that goes up, your disorder rune has to go down, so they both equal 100.
I'm okay with this.
So I'm just telling you that's how it works. So just keep that in mind. You don't need to roll yet.
It's a tug of
So
war.
it's a little tug of war between them for now. So you say that silent prayer, and as you're saying that, like, as a child and stuff, you were around your parents and your grandma. You've been like immersed in this cult really like your entire life. Although you've never been like you've worshipped as a layperson. Just you've never really been initiated into the mysteries, but you've prayed before. But this time, which is really probably the first serious prayer you've offered as an adult, you feel this like wonderful, peaceful feeling just kind of wash through you, right? Just like almost as if like everything that your cares and your worries, almost all of them are just like gone, kind of just like taking a really deep breath and like just letting them all out. And you have that 1 second where you just feel great. And in the middle of that second, you feel this really sharp pain in your side, just the quickest, tiniest little like jab in your side, and then it's gone.
She is going to kind of go to her room or somewhere where it's you're probably should in front of the fire because everyone else is in bed. She's gonna just kind of roll up her tunics and shawls and try and see if there's anything on her side. She just kind of runs her hand over it.
Like a
texture.
This might be a weird reference, but if you've ever watched like those ghost hunting shows, right? And every once in a while they'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be attacked by the ghost," and it would just be like a red scratch.
Yes.
Just a little red scratch, like just one, like right along your rib cage.
That is actually hilariously a very good point of reference for me. Ghost hunting nerd. Love these shows.
Yeah, I love those shows. Yeah.
So trash, they're so good.
So stupid, but so great. I also love like the monster hunting ones. Just like which like the faker the better. Love them.
Fucking Zach Bagel Bites.
Yes.
She clocks it. She runs her hand over it for a second, and then just kind of lets out a deep breath and tries to get some sleep.
So you sleep fitfully. Yes.
Christian, really quick, if we don't have time, it's totally fine. Do we have a minute for a quick scene between Kymreese and his dad? If not, it doesn't have to.
Absolutely. So yeah, you get home and your dad is there, looking tired because he's been out searching all day too.
I come home and I'm also completely exhausted because not only was I searching all day, but I fucking was digging a hole all night. So my body, my will is really waning quickly. And I kind of walk in and I look at the shovel that's still in my hand. I've had this fucking shovel in my hand all day. And I kind of like, I look at the head of the shovel and it has dirt on it. It has earth on it still. And my grip around the shovel tightens and my jaw kind of clenches a little bit. And I look at my dad and I say, "You never asked me anything about the path of the Hjort. I figured you might."
I mean, I know when I went through it, wasn't something I really wanted to talk about with my own dad.
You know, Dad, I'm not like a lot of the people here.
I noticed.
And yeah. Anyhow, Tyrese is really having a tough time trying to get this out, what he's trying to say. I always admired you, Dad, for the way that you could take the earth, take clay, and you could bend it to your will, and you could create these wonderful things. For me, the earth has always been cold and unmoving. It was never willing to tell me anything, not even a grain of truth. I guess what I'm trying to say is a lot of things are changing. The wind is dancing with steps I've never seen before. The darkness is deeper now. And that cold indifference, I don't think I can stay here anymore.
Kind of just
I'm
nods,
sorry.
and he goes, "That might be for the best."
Reese again, his jaw kind of clenches, and he says, "Well, here's your shovel back." And he sets the shovel down, and he turns and he goes to step out of the doorway, and he looks back at his dad, and
"Anytime," he says right before you leave.
He stops and he kind of like looks over his shoulder but doesn't make eye contact, turns his head, and he says, "Yeah."
You know, that was hard, you know, when Mom, well, you never got to know her, but I couldn't be whatever I needed to be to you because I don't know what you need, to be honest with you. You're right. You ain't like anyone else here. And yeah, I wish you well. I really do, is what I'm saying. I just wish I had done better, but I didn't know how.
I understand. For what it's worth, maybe I'll get a chance to see Mom yet. And if I do, I'll tell her that you love her.
Like, you're not looking at him, are you? Or no?
No.
You hear him like sob at that. And he says, "You do that, boy. You got a little bit of your grandma in you. You got a lot more important things to do with your life than make pots."
When he says that, I kind of turn and I look at him and I take in this picture of my dad, and I grab a little bit of the earth off of the tip of the shovel, and I say, "Take care of yourself." And I walk out the door.
Okay. You hear some sobbing as you walk away. And I'd say as you do, you walk out into the dark. Where's your plan of where you're going to go? Just going to sleep rough?
Yeah, I've got no plan. Discara's bush. No, I'm just kidding.
There's always an open invitation.
Maybe sleep by the fire if there's
He's
a fire.
He's gonna go back to the bush and see Discara's put up like a little lean-to shelter there for him.
It's like little
got a little roof now.
There's a little tent with Kyrese's name on it. No, wait, they can't read it right. Never mind.
I guess I'll just go towards if there's an area where there might be like a bonfire in the center of the town or something.
So there's still a fire. There's still a fire, absolutely in the outside of the main hall. It's dying down now, but there's still one. But did you see a figure sitting out there?
By the fire? Ooh, I don't know if I want to talk to anybody right now.
You get to the fire, you see it saving. You're far enough away. He doesn't necessarily see you. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. But he's, a normal human being wouldn't necessarily notice you at the distance. You're like far enough away where you know who someone is in the dark, but you don't. You're not like.
Yeah. Yep,
yeah. You recognize. You're not. You don't have like a clear view of him, but you recognize by like body posture, height, like those sorts of things in the shadows.
I'll get a little bit closer to the fire because I'm assuming it's pretty cold, and I just lay down near the fire, and I say to myself before closing my eyes, "It's a beautiful night to sleep under the stars."
Say that in your mind.
No, I say it out loud.
Okay. Saven says, "Indeed, it is."
All right. And Reese goes off to sleep.
So you all drift off to sleep, and you wake up in the morning. You don't get much sleep. You all sleep fitfully. He's gone when you wake up in the morning, by the way. But
okay.
After like a very quick breakfast, actually, you know what? No, I'm sorry. Breakfast is served. Breakfast is served outside of the hall again.
We'll meeting before we go out again for the day.
Hustling out like the Hortling version of like croissants and everything for everyone, and which I guess would be like more flatbread.
More flatbread.
Just flatbread for everyone. Fried bread, baby. And
no, you gotta do it. You said flatbread and butter earlier, and my brain went to a snack that me and my friend would make when we were younger, where we literally just put a tortilla in a pan, got a stick of butter, rubbed it all over it, flipped it over, did the same thing, and then folded it into a little wrap. So it's the Hortling version of that.
At least it's not mayonnaise and sugar.
I was gonna say that actually sounds really good.
It's
it Troy's a savage child.
Oh, you did that.
It's true.
That's not even like the worst Troy story that I've heard from his childhood.
No, it's his children. It's his children. They
are his children do that? Oh, damn.
Gabriel eats mayonnaise and sugar sandwiches.
Wow. This is what happens when you move out to Iowa.
Insert the meme with the fucking
that boy is adorable.
Robert Baratheon.
Like taste for flavor I've
ever
seen.
That is
they're both real cute.
Soda is too spicy. Soda is spicy. He doesn't like it. Mayonnaise and sugar sandwiches.
Wow.
Insert the Robert Baratheon meme where he's like, "You'll be a soldier."
Anyway, so breakfast of Arissa's butter tacos is served.
Listen, this is middle school Sarah nostalgia.
That's fine. It's cool.
At least it didn't involve ketchup. I thought it was going to be like a ketchup wrap.
No. This was her recipe, not mine. Please, Amber. She knew how to eat.
So you all gather, and Ben is there too. Everybody's kind of
breakfast, drinking whatever the fuck has the equivalent of caffeine in it.
Yeah, I don't know quite what that would be. I guess tea again.
More tea.
More tea. And Gordonar comes out, and then and Morganath is there too. And he goes, well, he shares the news of Saven, because we've had the priests and the priestess do divinations, and I'll let them speak. And he just kind of steps down, and Saven steps up and says, "The Wind Lord says the child no longer draws his breath." And everyone's like, "Oh." No. And then Morganath steps up, and she says, "The Earth Mother says that she has not received the child's bones."
And I was like, "Oh."
And everyone's like, "Oh." Except for Jorganath, who's like,
flashing information.
And
oh no, is the child undead?
He says something. He says something to Ven, and you see Ven just like, and they, yeah. So after that, there's a brief speech. Gordangar asks everyone, as much time as you can spare, because obviously there are still chores and things to do, but please, let's put some time in and find something, or just continue searching, because there's still hope. And so people continue searching. And you guys can do as you wish. What you wish
Team
to do.
huddle.
Team huddle.
Team huddle.
Team
Arisa is team 2.
Team former kids, yeah.
Team huddle.
Uh,
Team
are-
became of age
Team
at the
former
same time
Do you-
huddle.
Do you want to draw Ven into this?
Yes.
Because you see
He's
him.
part
Okay.
of Team
He
Former
made a
Kids.
face. He made
You
a
usher.
face.
He did not. Jorganoth made a face.
Then he whispered something. He got information from a man and made a
Yes.
face.
Correct.
No,
All right,
Ven
so
is one of
he's
us.
like, you see them talking, but you kind of like catch his eye and like wave him over, and he like kind of has to
Alright.
like get away from Jorganoth and come over, and he's like, "What?"
So I didn't think he could be undead until I saw Jorganoth's face. Did he say anything about that to you?
He does not like that, and he's pulling me into going with him to, well, do some Kumak stuff.
So that would be one of the worst case scenarios. Outside of that, it's the Windlord's breath, so it's the air. It's the air between land and sky. Maybe he's underwater, a cave, something like that.
I guess he could be. I mean, I'm not a priest, but certainly underground wouldn't be part of Orlant's realm or his breath.
Yeah, so it could be a cave system. I don't think he would have converted to the worship of another pantheon, but like the Windlord's breath. Perhaps he's been manipulated by a spirit of some kind.
See? That would have to be Saban. He would know something about that.
We still have to physically find him, no matter what it is. I think we should look by water and look for caves right now. I think.
I'm sorry, guys. I have to go with Jorganoth. Jorganoth's like
No, go.
staring at him.
Yeah.
I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are going to look for some caves?
Yeah, do we know any cave systems in the nearby area? And also we should check along the water, because the water is the one thing that is not earth or sky.
The easiest thing to check first would be the stream. You could also go way up high if you wanted to check Gothring's well.
Are there any
water.
caves up there?
It's way up in the mountains. There might be some caves around.
It's 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's
Okay.
go. I mean, we literally don't have better ideas right now, right? So we might as well.
Sure. So you guys start up the cave, and it is Gothring's well is way up the mountains. To look at my map again. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry, guys. It's way up, like even past the Royals Grove, towards like Cargratis Peak. So you guys start going up there, and this is going to be like an all day affair. So you start climbing, and you go higher and higher, higher. And as Kung Fu Fender says, "Holy F, Gothrang's well, that's a hell of a walk." It is indeed. So you keep climbing.
Orisa apologizes for how slow she is.
Yeah,
multiple
Arisa, this is
times.
as you get higher and higher too, you're like running out of, like, you're losing your breath sometimes because of altitude and stuff like that. But you're climbing.
Time reads will help.
And
I can,
hydrate.
if you want, I don't want to insult you. I can carry you if you'd like.
No, I'm not insulted. I know. I'm okay.
Or Descara, his siblings ride him all the time.
I mean,
I
we
need to do this.
also have.
Yes, Gara, I look at you and do this.
And don't know, depending on how hard the climb is, I don't know that the elk is going to want to go the whole
Yeah, I
way.
don't think we have
Yeah.
the elk.
So if you take a, like, kind of a, like, if you pick your route correctly, you can get up there with the elk. It's just going to take a while. That's all.
Okay, I mean, we should bring the elk then if we can, so
Yeah.
that'll also
Depends
help
on
with
how.
getting the child
There
back faster
are
if needed.
multiple ways of getting up there. I would say, it's like kind of like the direct route. You'll have to do some climbing and scrabbling over some kind of like very steep, inclines. You're not going to be like clinging to a cliff face or anything like that. But it's
The
it's
child
rough.
would have taken the more indirect route rather
Correct,
than free climbing
correct,
cliff face. So
correct.
we'll do
Okay,
that
so
one.
then if we do have Ort, that is a little easier.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go.
Orisa. She will
Alright, so-
walk as long as she can before she concedes defeat and climbs on Ilk.
Cool.
She's
So
trying.
You're trying. You're going, and you make some headway. And I mean, by midday, you're almost there.
Just covered in sweat.
Yeah, just like sweating. And you can look down over the valley. You can see, you have a very nice view of the vale. And even outside of the vale, you can see down into the Sunbari lands south of you guys. And you even get some peaks out further, like west, and you can see Curlfin, like way off in the distance. Curlfin is just like the tremendous mountain, bigger than the ones that you are even in. Curlfin is, I think it's 13 kilometers high, which is higher than Everest.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's a sacred mountain. And there's a big.
Bro, we're not going to be able to climb that without oxygen. What the fuck?
No, we're not climbing that one. We're on a different mountain.
Dude,
Seeing
you can see
okay.
it.
I was
You can
like, what
see,
the-
yeah, no.
Because, like,
you can
the
see
kid-
that mountain from wherever you are in Dragon Pass. That's how big it is, or even
Okay,
north or
okay.
south of it. It's like it's
Gotcha.
We've got a stunning
sacred
view
mountain.
of it from here.
Yeah, you got a view of it. Usually you can't see it if you're down in the vale. You're up high enough now that you can see it, but it's across the lowlands on another mountain range far away.
Damn.
Yeah, it's past Clearline. It's past the upland marsh that are infested with undead where the ducks live, and it's past the Dragon Newt Wilds, and that's Dragon Pass, and there's on the other side of it is actually Tarsh and the Lunar Empire. So
Have we ever encountered an undead thing
Yeah.
before? Okay.
The men have.
Not yet. So you get going, and about an hour or so after that, you can hear like just water falling, and you know it's close.
This is where
Yes.
Jorna, and Lonson, yeah,
Yep.
cool.
Yep. And so you get to you're in Pine Forest now. You went through deciduous forest to get up here, but now you're in Pine Forest. So it's just like you're in Pine Forest, where there's like ferns and stuff, very light covering of ferns on the ground, and just pine needles. So it's like that soft, quiet with that cool air on the pine forest, and you can hear the water. You can hear the water just like falling, so you know you're close, and you follow your ears to it. And Gothrang's well there's a waterfall. It just kind of falls into a big pool.
As
And
we
there's
get close, especially as we get to
mountain
softer
stream that
ground,
goes down.
Gonna
Yep.
keep an eye out for tracks, obviously.
Okay, roll me a track roll.
Come
I will
on. No,
do
bad.
so as well.
79. Fuck.
Could I roll like scan or search to see if I notice anything out of the ordinary?
Absolutely.
I'm rolling doubles today. I got another 33 for track.
Hell
Succeeded.
yeah.
Nice. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Nope, that is a failure.
Okay. So you're looking around. You don't see anything in the softer ground. As you get closer to the pool, and it's not like that really clear mountain water pool, you can see the bottom and like you can see everything in it. It's deep though. It's very, very deep, and it's filled with like those round stones, which are so dangerous to Lonson. And then there's a river stream that it's a deep, deep pool, and there's a stream that flows off and down from it, kind of down the mountain, and yes, as you're looking around the shore, you see some tracks.
I'll yell over to everyone and say, "Hey, I found some tracks over here."
I come running. Careful not to destroy them.
Tracks of men, like sandaled feet.
Huh.
People, more than one person.
More than one.
Can I make a
person.
listen check?
Sure.
Freshish?
You give me another check just to see
Yeah.
the. Yeah.
Now that
give
I
me
see them.
Now that you see them, yeah, give me another
Question
check.
mark.
I can't see it. What does it say, Troy?
Another 100. Oh, that's a 5.
A
I got a
5?
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, brass
You-
60.
Reese is at like either extreme success or extreme loss.
check your
Yeah.
listen skill. Check your listen skill, I guess.
Yeah.
And you hear the rustling of the wind, Kymreese. You swear you hear a voice. I'll get back to
What
that
does
in a
it
minute.
fucking say?
You swear you hear a voice.
Can't make out the words yet, but it's
you can't make out the
Man's
words.
voice, woman's voice, child's
Woman's
voice.
Ooh.
Yes, these are tracks of like people, adult people.
I have no idea about their freshness.
Yes,
Where does it?
You can tell you succeeded pretty well, so you can tell that they're not fresh, but they've been here, a couple days, maybe a week tops.
So before the disappearance, probably.
Okay. Did I see? Can I kind of tell like where they came from? Did they come up like the same path that we did, or?
Found like some tracks around the river's edge, like so. It looks like they might even getting like some water and stuff there.
Okay.
You spread, I'll say you spread out and you search a bit more, and you find a very well concealed campsite.
Like an
There have been a
old
fire.
campsite?
Yeah, there have been a fire and stuff there, but it's been covered up. Bryn, when he points that out, I'm sorry, not Bryn, Rue, if you point that out to Rue, that's a good thing. You know that your people don't use fire usually.
Cool. Not Tomari.
Okay, and also they don't wear shoes usually.
I was just gonna
either.
say someone in Kung Fu Fenris just said sandaled feet. It's not the werewolves.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I was just gonna ask, could
they be our people's sandals, or do they look any distinctly different?
The men from our village or tribe?
Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should start calling around. We should just start yelling, Andren.
I kind of hold up my hand. I say, hold on, wait a second. I hear somebody
singing.
Does anybody else hear that? It sounds like a woman singing.
I mean, I'll listen.
I'll take a listen shot.
Make a listen check if you want.
17.
A licking
check.
Nice.
Jess has to make a licking check later.
Stripping the tree bare with his powerful tongue.
Barely fail.
Oh.
38 over 35, bitches.
Okay.
Oh, I super fail.
I got it.
Can anybody hear that? Everybody's like, duh.
Hey, I got 17 out of 40.
All I hear is water.
So you hear, everybody just hears the waterfall. Rue, you succeeded?
I succeeded as well.
You did? Okay, Des. Okay. Everybody hears the waterfall. Check your listen. Rue and Des, within the waterfall, like Agnes is like, oh, I hear a woman singing, and you're
I
like,
hear a cave behind the
what
waterfall?
What the fuck are you talking about? But you do hear, like now that he's saying that, you're like, I guess, kinda sounds like that. I don't know. Like, you sort of maybe you can see like within the falling of the waterfall, the roar of that, you can maybe there's a woman singing. I don't know. Now
I'm gonna go inspect the waterfall closer.
Someone's like, "Oh, do you see that? How that cloud looks like, a cat?" And you're like, now that they pointed it out, you're like, "Oh, I can see that now."
It does
but an auditory version of that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go inspect the waterfall closer to see if there's any caves or interesting formations that may be making the strange sound.
Singing, and it sounds like it's coming from the waterfall.
Be careful.
What are you doing, Kyrese?
Ooh. I think I'm going to just like hold up my hands and actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dip my hands in the water first, and then I'm going to hold up my hands and just say, hey, we mean no harm. We're looking for someone. And then I'll start walking along with Rue towards the waterfall.
I'm gonna go get murdered by a water nymph.
So you go so you head towards the waterfall with Kyrese saying that. And as you
I'm going I was just going to check it out thinking it was a weird rock formation or something. And then he's like, we mean no harm. And I'm like, now I'm going more cautiously, like it's something
and you get to the base of the water where the water kind of falls in. Waterfalls, when they hit that water, they kind of have that, like, it rushes down and then kind of bubbles up. And within that swirling of water, you're just kind of standing there, kind of staring there. And you say that, Kyrese, Rue, you don't see it first. Kymrese is the one who sees a face in the water. Just kind of appear for a minute and like kind of laugh a little bit, and then kind of like as it swirls around, just kind of swirl away a little bit, and then kind of come back a little bit again and look at you and like come back.
At this point, do I recognize what this creature is? Am I familiar with what these things are?
Could be a friend.
See, I don't want to cast my spell because I don't want it to perceive that as a threat. Could I use my spirit lore skill? I have a 30 in that because I'm a shaman assistant, so maybe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I rolled a 4, guys. I am fucking rolling
you're
so
on
good.
Fire. All right, check
What
it.
is happening?
Check that.
Don't
Check
worry, I'm
that.
sure next episode you're just gonna be like trash.
He's just
Falls
gonna-
down cliff,
he's
eats
just gonna
rock
sniff
stomach.
everything.
Garbage fire.
It's
Yeah.
such a good one though for Kymrese to be doing well in.
Yeah.
So yeah, you recognize that this is most likely. You think back to your childhood and that scene we had before, where you were like kind of looking in the river, and you could swear you saw like a little face looking back at you,
Yeah.
and you're like, "This is the same deal. This must be a spirit of the waterfall."
I again kind of I just say again, spirit, I mean you no harm. We don't mean to disturb you in your place of rest. We're looking for somebody. I was hoping you might be able to help us find them.
You also know that an offering would probably go a long way to getting some help and getting in her
Done.
good graces.
I'm gonna pull out
Yeah.
the burnt piece of fucking ash,
Ashes.
the tree.
Nice idea, dude.
I'm gonna pull that
Okay.
fucking
Sacred
shit out,
ash.
and I'm gonna say this tree is sacred, and the water of this place allows it to grow. I believe that this maybe it's close to you as it is to me. I offer this up to you for
And
your
you-
assistance.
You hold it out kind of to the water, and
Yeah.
the rest of you guys see Kymrese just like talking to the waterfall.
Rue's next to him, and he's just gone very still because he can't see what he's talking to, but it might be dangerous.
And upon you like holding it out, you all see the water in the waterfall, like kind of like as a again, think of like the mist and how like the waves. There's a splashback when the waves like bubble up once it hits the water. It's kind of a reaction to it hitting the water. That bubbles up further into like the form of a woman.
Oh shit!
And her hair is just like the mist of the waterfall, and she's standing there, and she just reaches out for the ash and holds her hands out for it. Kymrese.
Yeah, I real quick as a quick aside, Spirit Lord does not have a box next to it. So does that mean I can't improve on that?
Yeah, we'll check on that later. You might need to
Okay,
be you might need to be
Does
trained
not?
on it then. Yeah, you might
Oh,
have
it
to be
doesn't?
trained specifically for it then. That's usually if there's no box, you have to specifically be trained. So that's probably what it is.
I
Maybe Drew can tell us.
Yeah, it
as
looks like
as
all
that
the lords.
happens,
Is Drew
Yep.
here now?
Yeah, he's here. He's here.
Yay!
Yeah.
As-
And
as
Drew
that
forgot about
happens-
the
Yeah,
other
you,
same time.
you need to be trained in lore skills. So you just happen to get like really ass lucky this time. So that's good.
oh, I think I do have training as a shaman
Yeah,
assistant.
to
though.
You need
improve
more
it further.
training to
To
learn
improve
more.
it further.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll have the piece of ash, and I say in good faith I will meet you on your turf, so to speak, and I put my hand beneath the water with the ash.
A hand just kind of like she's still standing there. You see her whole body, but another hand just kind of comes under the water and takes it away from you. And you hear everybody hear her. She talks, and her voice is like, "Is there roar of the waterfall?" And it is that sound of like the water hitting it and burbling through the brook. So when she says it, she says, "You are welcome here, and no harm will come to you or your companions. You are the deer folk."
I'll respect it. What did she say? I'm sorry.
She says, "You are of the deer folk, children of the
I am.
stag."
Yes.
We are.
What is it I can help you with?
We are looking for a boy who has gone missing. He is a very special boy. Orland has said he no longer draws, what is it, the breath of
The breath of his wind or something.
Breath.
Wind
Yeah.
of his- wind of
the
his
Wind
breath.
Yep.
Lord's breath. Perhaps Perhaps he breathes in the depths here. Maybe you know.
I've been here. No childs, none of your young children, you call them, children. None of them have been here.
Very well.
Only dear wolves. Looks at you.
Of course she does.
And dear folk. I believe you call them the deer people. At least that's what they were called in Orland's time. They were here about a week ago.
Do I know, are the deer people, are they that strange being that I've seen a couple of times with the large antlers?
There are tribes folk.
No, the deer folk
Neither.
is back in the olden days in the Great Darkness, they called the deer folk were the people who didn't live in camps. They traveled around. Hjort was one of them. Okay. They kind of traveled around and helped people. Now you guys are also the deer folk because you have a clan spirit that's a stag, but also there's a term that the rebels are called deer folk.
Jesus, okay.
Because they're hiding out. They're hiding out in the country. They're hiding out in the countryside. So all of the different Sartarite tribes call them the deer folk because they're not in towns. They're kind of the guerrillas living out in the woods, right?
I asked
guerrilla fighters, not like gorillas like apes.
I know.
Okay,
I was gonna say, they would not have recruited a child like they.
No.
We leave them food and stuff sometimes.
Correct.
Together, they wouldn't. Yeah. Like, okay, kid, join the army. They would not.
No.
Okay.
I asked the water nymph if the others that she has seen here, if she knows of their intentions, are they that of harm and death and destruction, or are they just simply wanderers through the forest such as ourselves?
The deer folk who have been here bear great hatred in their hearts for the moon and her children.
So they're rebels against the Lunar Empire. Yeah.
Some of that I can sense here.
We are not without flaw. I thank you for your time. I won't take any more of it.
Go and say hello to the great stag for me.
Somebody has checked with the whiter by now, right? Like somebody would have been like, "Hey, you magical deer that lives in the woods, have you seen this kid?"
Not sure, but she says to you, "Tell her Uresta of the pool wishes to see him soon."
I kind of like cleanse my face with the water and like I guess do like a prayer, like respectfully bow to the water, and then
I'm gonna do whatever Kymrese does.
And
when
then
I see Kymrese and Bryn doing it, I will do it too. The weird shit you're gonna get us to do just because we're like, should I?
Fuck. Rubs mud in his eyes. Yeah, and then I'll say, I'm afraid we won't find the answers here.
Getting very frustrated.
So you guys,
I just fucking talked to a water spirit, bitches.
It's cool, man. It's cool. And you didn't anger it and it didn't throttle us all. This is great.
Because I gave it the ash, bro.
You made friends with a water spirit.
You're going to have a lot of friends, Kymrese.
You guys buy armor and weapons and shit. I just make sure to grab the good sticks. That's all I do.
Bruh, what's armor? What's a weapon?
The best sticks, the best rocks.
Yeah. Arissa knows. Arissa knows.
She got it.
She got it.
Couldn't be me.
Fuck. All right, I guess we're turning around. This was not a lead.
So it takes basically the rest of the day to get down to the
I'm gonna hang back and take like a second look at just like not even a second look, just like a last look at the campsite.
Sure.
Really quickly.
Auntie.
Yeah.
Anything in particular? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep. Fair enough. So you make your way back down, and it is dinner time ish, early evening. When you get down, you guys are starving. And
I want to catch up with Ven and see if whatever he was doing with
sure,
turned anything up.
You see him. You see them. He's like faces painted with ash. He looks kind of weird.
Looks great.
It's our boy.
Yeah, it's just like, he's got like two slits of ash down here, and his hair looks like hanging in his eyes. And
yes,
like
he's like, he's sitting on top, actually, like all the way up on top of the hole, like perched there, just like playing a lute, like.
Leave him alone, poor boy.
Rainey's gonna kill us when he's.
Where's his bird?
On his shoulder.
Just on his shoulder.
Right on his shoulder. And in the meantime, he also got a huge cloak that just like billows. It billows. It's like a Jim Leadfield cloak. It actually billows throughout the whole Vale. Like you're just like, oh god, this damn cloak.
Christian, what the fuck reference is that?
It's an old movie.
Yeah, Jim Leadfield is a comic book artist. He drew like Deadpool and stuff like that. And during that time frame, like cloaks were like super billowy. Like so, his thing was like pouches and like cloaks. Spawn was great for cloaks, so that was Todd McFarlane. There was actually like I remember there's a Spawn joke about it where it's like like they made it so like his cloak got stuck on the staple in the middle of the comic and he tripped because it like billowed throughout like the whole comic. So that was it was an old comic joke. I'm sorry, I'm an old nerd. Yeah,
true.
So there you go. You took your shot. You've been good to me tonight. So you get down there.
Look, and I'm not vindictive every other Friday.
We get there and Ven is perched atop the hall. Yes.
Yeah. So you get there, but he's there. But he has ash on his face. That's what you see, and he's eating again. Kind of the women folk of the main hall, Drugala and Jorna are kind of putting out food, and you guys are welcome to eat.
Scarfing food down.
Yeah, just scarfing food down. People are coming and going to let's eat as they go, and continuing to look. But you see him, and he goes, "Oh, where were you guys? You were gone all day."
We went up to the well.
Oh, did you find anything?
Not the child.
Okay.
We have it on good assurance that he was not in the area.
All right. Well, we didn't find anything either. I was spent all day at the ash fields with Drogonoth.
Just looking at him, I see that. Well, fuck.
Probably gonna be there all night too.
All right. I'm gonna go back out again. I can't rest while this child is missing.
Okay. So, in the interest of time, does anyone have anything else they want to do in particular?
Just continually search until.
Okay. So,
circumstance changes.
Time goes on. About a week passes.
Fuck.
During that week, you know how it is.
Wow.
The first couple of days, people are just like all about searching. And then the next day, there's a couple less, and a couple less, and a couple less. And within about a week, the search is called off.
During that time,
that's what I was going to ask. Is there anything else? I have a couple things for you guys during that time, but what do you have to ask Arissa? Yeah.
Does the scar on Arissa change at all?
It just appeared and then just kind of faded pretty rapidly. It was just like that one. It was a very quick thing. You look, there was a red mark, and by the morning it was gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Des, are you mostly sticking around with Rue while you're searching, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
As the week probably goes on, we might actually split up a little bit more.
That's less likely we're going to encounter some sort of danger that's befallen the child.
So we're going to say that this is a time when you're on your own, actually, and you're in the woods and you're alone, and you're searching, but you know how you're half searching because at this point your hope is starting to wane.
Yep.
Looking for a body now.
Yeah, and so you're in there, and you're deep somewhere deep in like birch forest, so near white bark. And it's spring getting into summer, and the fiddleheads are starting to come up, and everything's starting to turn green, and it's really really beautiful out there. It's actually really peaceful and pretty quiet. And as you're taking a break, you're sitting at the base of a tree, and you're just kind of looking down into the vale and seeing what you can see and seeing the river run, and you hear sort of in the distance like a cat calling.
Is that now that's not particularly unusual over here, but I'll
not particular. I mean, you're used to like the cats that work in the Vale, but you're far enough away that it's not like one would be wandering around up here.
Yeah, and they wouldn't make a noise unless to probably alert one of us.
Correct.
So I'll turn and kind of head in that direction.
You begin following the noise, and it takes you a while because it's at intervals you hear it, and you're like, okay, it's over here. And you kind of like triangulate it, and you get to a clearing, and at the edge of the clearing, you kind of stand there, and you see walking through the clearing, you see one of those cats, and it's just kind of calling out, and it stops because its ears kind of like switch, and it turns and it looks right at you, and again.
Oh my God, Timmy's fallen down a well.
I'll approach. I'll slowly approach.
It's not running away from you, and what it does is it looks at you for a bit. It turns around and it walks back. Then it kind of circles back and looks at you.
I'll follow it.
Okay. So you begin following it, and you follow it deeper into the mountains. Not like deep, but you follow it back towards the mountains and up a little bit, closer to the tree line where you get into pine trees again. This is a very dense pine forest, though, and sometimes a pine, like it gets like there's dead sticks and shit. You're kind of like hacking your way through that, and that's rough for you because you're like scratching your face and everything because you're a big dude. But you follow in this thing, and it keeps kind of
over here.
It's patient with you, but it gets to you get to like a rock face. And you see there's been like a slide, like there's like scree rock, like very loose gravel and stuff, and it looks like there's been a little bit of a landslide, and it just stops and it looks at you and it's like, and it's just pawing at something.
Oh no!
It's like pawing at the rocks over there. I'll start kind of moving rocks out of the way and stuff.
And some of them are big. So fortunately you're a big dude. So you're just kind of like getting a workout in and moving some of these rocks out of the way. And as you do, it starts digging too. And you can see that there was a small cave there that like must have gotten like slid over. But you hear more like tiny meowing inside.
Yep.
And when you finally clear out it's not a huge cave. It's a small burrow, really, is what it is.
Yeah.
But within it, you see a mama cat and a couple of baby cats. And so you manage to clear it out, and it's just the cat that found you just kind of looks at you and gives you a lick on the paw and thanks you.
Like, if you happen to see one of our kittens, please let me know.
I don't want to like just outright pet it.
Seems disrespectful.
Yeah, but I'll be like, I'm glad to help you get your family back.
I was going to say, Descara, you should give it a meow back.
Yeah, it's like it understands you. It's kind of weird, and it kind of like shifts its head a little bit. Its ears like kind of twitch, and it gives like a little one of those things, and like nods at you, and then like kind of like goes in and like hangs out with its kid a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna sit off a bit to the side over there just to kind of
watch cute kittens for a little bit.
Take a break and kind of let the week's worry kind of like settle in a little bit and just kind of realize that we're probably not going to get as lucky as these shadow cats.
Yeah.
And I'll probably sit there for a little bit before I move on.
So, Kyrie's, anything else you guys want to do?
Nope, probably just consult with Descara secretly once in a while to make her rest. On some other
No.
It's like you just go hard all week.
Yeah, Rue's
looking-
like searching in the dark and stuff too. He's like,
Yeah.
nah.
Okay.
He sleeps when he has to because
You're
he's
running yourself
delirious.
absolutely ragged. So towards the end of that week passes, you run yourself ragged. The next week, the decision is made to have a ceremony. And so it's an interesting situation because typically a body is like laid in state for 7 days, but you don't have a body. So what is done here is just kind of a nighttime procession with torches to the hill, Stag Hill, where there is just some prayers made in
Rue's
storms.
not going.
Yeah.
Rue's not going to be there.
And yeah, it's a pretty sad affair. I mean, people are crying, obviously. You know, the parents are devastated. People are very devastated. And afterwards, there's Gordangar lays out some food and everything because they weren't a wealthy family. So he sees that there's a proper, feast afterwards for the child. And yeah.
Can I give the family some of the sheep that I got from that thing?
Yet. We're going to get to that in a minute. No, yeah.
Okay.
But at the feast, Kambris, you've been sleeping out. You've been sleeping out in the dark? Sleeping out?
Yeah.
Okay. Saban comes up to you at the feast. And I think you've seen him because you've been. Let me ask you a question. How have you spent this week?
I mean, I've also been searching really diligently. Probably not quite as much as Rue, because I don't have the physical stamina that he has. But, yeah, I've been super conflicted. Right? I mean, there's a lot of shit going on in Kymrice's mind. It's very cloudy. He can't think clearly. He feels like he's kind of in between two worlds right now. He's not sure where he's going or what he's doing. I would say on the nights when it's like not raining or super shitty, he probably just sleeps near that fire, kind of towards the center of town. Mm-hmm. And then if we have had any nights with like inclement weather, he might have tried to bunk up with Descara.
There's been a few rainy nights, but so that's he'd bunked up. And have you seen Saban and like tried to attend to your shamanly duties, or have you just basically been searching? He hasn't really pushed it with you, but
I would say I've probably not been like as diligent about it as I would like, but I definitely have made an effort to try to check in with him and help him with whatever I can.
A couple things here and there, but he's been very forgiving of it in general because he'd rather have you out searching. So he's basically, even when you've stopped in, he's had you just do a couple things and been like, all right, get out of here, go look.
I would tell him I had that interaction with the water spirit though.
He's very interested in that, actually. And you sit and talk about that a little bit. And he doesn't have much to offer you, but he seems more interested in like hearing what you did and what you said. But tonight he comes up to you and he goes, sad evening, isn't it?
If I'm being honest, many of my evenings of late have been sad, but this is definitely the worst.
I've noticed your living arrangements have changed.
I'm staying with friends. Kind of smile a little bit when I say that.
He just laughs at it. He goes, "Why don't you take a walk with me?" Sure. Because I find taking a walk is excellent. It helps me get air into my lungs and clear my mind. It helps me see things sometimes much more clearly.
Very well.
So as you walk, he says, I'm a little bad telling you about your birth the way I did, but I don't believe in lying to people.
I too value the truth.
I've never really seen anything like it in well, again, you are being followed by your friend. That indeed points towards, well, you having a talent in the areas, certain areas. But there's something else I haven't told you.
Go on.
But I knew your grandmother. She was an exceptional woman, very intelligent, fine scribe, and what was her name again? Can you just tell everyone, because I forgot it too, Troy? I'm sorry.
Something ever laughing. I remember her
Yeah,
last name was ever laughing.
something ever
I
laughing.
think it was Saga.
Saga Everlaughing. That's what it was.
Saga
Yeah,
Everlaughing.
thank you. Yeah, Saga. I was
Such a good last name,
is a great Everlaughing. Well, she earned her name because of her laugh. She was always laughing. It was a beautiful laugh. But let me tell you about the one time I saw her laugh that I will never forget.
He's got my attention.
So he goes, you see, I was at Boldholm when it fell. Most of us old people here were. I never really understood why I made it out and others didn't, but it was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. The Lunars, Jariel was there. Their incarnation of their bitch goddess, and she summoned rainbow bridges of light that their soldiers just came up over our walls to. And they were fighting. There was fighting everywhere. And there's the bat. And there's the bat is something I hope you never have to see. Because it just blasts your soul from you. And it was there in the skies. And we knew as soon as we saw it that it was the end. And almost it was, but I was there on the wall, and to see the bat is almost to know madness. But your grandmother, she strode out and she fought that bat laughing. She saw something that we didn't. And maybe she did, because, well, a dragon appeared in the skies and fought the bat off in that battle. Nobody knows where it came from or why, but the night before she gave me something. And I don't know quite what it is. I understand what the marking is, I believe, but I think she would want you to have it. And she hands you a stone. And it's another one of those round river stones. You're just going to be weighed down. Don't fall in the water.
Love me rocks, baby.
Yeah, but it's a round stone, and carved into the stone is a rune that is like a triangle, but across the top there's like a line through it.
Okay. Do I recognize the rune off the top of my head?
You don't.
Okay.
Out of character, is this connected to a real life symbol?
No.
No,
Not
okay.
that I know
obscure
of.
nerd thing are you thinking of?
No. It's a triangle with a line through it in some like Wiccan practices represents one of the elements. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, I think it might be. I think it might be fire.
Depends if the triangle is up or down.
It might be fire, but I'm not sure.
I actually feel like Rainey just referenced it in Colossal. I think it's lightning. I'm not sure.
No, it's if it's facing upwards, it's air. Downwards, it's water.
There we go. Yep.
Okay. Sorry, it's sort of a random nerd shit, but different random nerd shit.
Cool. Different nerd shit.
I take the rock, and I kind of hold it, and I hold it close to my chest for a minute, and I say, I went looking for her, and I went looking to the very edges of everything that I know, and even things that I don't understand, and I didn't see her. I couldn't feel her presence.
To be eaten by the bat is to be erased.
And I look at him and when he says that, I look at him and I say, but her memory persists.
Indeed it does.
And that's something.
It is.
And I take the rock and I put it in my pocket and I say, I want to learn. I want to be able to do the things that you do and see the things that you see to help our people. I want to answer the questions that I have.
Spend some time with me. Come with me tomorrow. We have some things to do. That night goes by.
During the feast and ceremony, Rue is going to be up on a hill in the woods, and he's not going to the ceremony or the feast. He's going to keep looking, but while the feast is going on, he is going to think of Andrin and all the things he knows about him, his humor, his curiosity, his budding courage, and he is going to howl for him the loudest he can call his name.
Yeah. Okay. When you howl, are you howling or calling?
Howling.
Howling. When you howl,
the closest translation he can to Andrew's name, whatever feels right.
You hear howls further up in the mountains answer your house. So that evening passes, and time goes by, a couple more days, and some good news actually comes your guys' way, because the people that you captured from the Sambari tribe turned out to be that one of them was Senfin, who was the fourth son of the chief of the Sambari, one of the chieftains of the Sambari clans.
The fourth and now least favorite son.
Correct. and the other guys were just like regular guys. And but they were worth a lot of ransom. Like, you guys done really well, because they tried to get away with like 6 or 7 cows, and you guys got a whole haul of loot to get those people back. And the way things go with that is that Yodi Whiteheart, who is the law speaker for the tribe, actually negotiated back with them, and they negotiated an exchange of hostages and stuff. So they showed up driving a bunch of cattle and stuff with carts, and
slaps roof of cow.
You can fit so many more cows in this puppy, and you all that's basically given and handled at the chieftain level with Gordengar. You guys aren't necessarily involved in that. Gordon gets to keep his cut. Technically, he could keep all of it, but the Orlanthi tradition is that he keeps a little bit because he's a chief and he's cool, and then he makes this big deal out of like giving you stuff for like your good deeds.
So, is he Jeff Bezos?
No, he's much nicer than that.
No, I want to like this guy.
Yeah, no.
He is. So he is not the absolute incarnation of evil. Okay,
he's not. No. You haven't met them yet.
Haven't met them yet.
Capitalism is the real enemy.
Correct, Mundo. So this is hold on, where did I put this? This is Claymore of Harmony Week. So this is a couple weeks after your week of searching. About a week after. And he has a big kind of gathering at the hall with all you guys there, and Arston is there.
Looks miserable.
By the way, Ezrala is there. Your families are there. Everyone is very happy as he does that kind of like Star Wars thing where everyone's kind of lying in the hall, and he kind of calls you up one at a time. And
Christian says you do this Star Wars thing, and I'm like, what the hell?
What a reference.
Star Wars thing.
So he calls you up and you get the thing. So anyway, who wants to go first? Ven's going to go first.
I was like, Ben would definitely go first.
All right. Ven goes first. You notice that for this particular appearance. We'll handle what happened kind of with Ven off screen next time we play, but he's clad in some full armor, like metal armor, for this appearance. Yeah.
Fucking fancy. Don't
Black
let the
is
Luna
nice,
see you with
question
that.
mark?
Fancy boy. We'll leave that up to him if he wants
You
it to
hide
be
in the
black.
hills when tax season comes, my dude.
That's right. He hides. But he's pulled up first, and Gordangar, he kind of goes up and stands behind him, and Gordangar recites, like, for capturing these people and defending our people and defending our cattle, I gift you this. And he gives him a torque, and it's a silver torque. Actually, I'm sorry, it's a bronze torque, but the ends of it are death runes. So he has like 2 death runes at the end of the torque if he puts it around his neck. And he also gifts him a silver ring. And on the silver ring, just carved in the middle of it, is a truth rune. And also, waiting outside, he informs him he gets 1 bull and 14 cows.
Shit.
Damn.
Who'll be next?
Orissa should go next.
Okay, if people push her, she'll go very awkwardly.
Big,
So
Not-
he
small,
kind of like
big,
pushes
small.
you up,
she does
pushes
not
you
want
up.
to be
Big
noticed.
small.
and he says, he smiles at you and he goes, well, I have to thank you most of all, because if you had not saved Senfin's life, you might have been neck deep in a blood feud right now.
Side eye at Benos.
So he does kind of give
Low-key
Ven,
side
he
eye.
kind of does give Ven a side eye, and you also notice Jorganoth kind of looking at Ven then Ven's like, he had his moment, but now he's like, oh shit.
Orisa just trying to save face. She just kind of, I only follow what the goddess would have done.
Well, I'll have you know that Jody asked for special things for you, because I didn't think that cows and bulls would be of much use to you. And he kicks out kind of just like a little pouch, and he reaches into it, and there's a couple of different smaller pouches. And he goes, I'll get to these in a minute, but I think this first thing you might like. And he pulls out of it, and it's a silver pendant, like kind of a bigger pendant, and on it's just the 3 slashes of a harmony rune.
Lisa's getting some bling.
So, thought you might like this, and he just kind of puts it around your neck.
She lowers her head, and then once it goes on, she kind of fixes her braid so it flops back over the back, so
then
it
he goes,
sits snug.
I know these. I trust you'll know what they are, or at least your grandmother would. Savin tells me it's quite good. I guess this is emerald moss. You know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put it on a wound and it heals it. Some of that. This stuff comes all the way from Prax, Jang poultice. Another thing that helps you heal quicker, but over kind of a longer period of time. And he's gonna, this last one, he has a smaller vial. He goes, I know what this is. This is Shalana Roy's poppy. You be very careful with this.
She just
She got the drugs.
This is
Basically, yeah.
This is a classic example of when you do well at your job, your reward is more work.
Yeah.
Heal
Yep.
more.
Great job. Here's 50 mics
No.
of fentanyl.
Yeah, basically that's what you just got given. Yeah.
Shit.
she's just like, oh gosh, wow. Thank
Don't be
you.
giving that out to everybody, all right?
No,
Okay.
that's emergencies.
She's like, I'm gonna hit this with my friends after work.
So I was dying when Christian was like, hey, we're giving you these things, and one of them is magical heroin, because in the other game that Christian and I play together, I'm also playing a cleric, and she has what is essentially magical cocaine.
All the drugs.
Character Cell, which he is so mad about.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's good for emergencies.
Magical
Bitch.
dealer.
Yeah,
Thumbs
and it's
up.
me of all people.
I-
So she kind of
She's
gives
like,
a look.
pharmacist.
Okay. So
Above
that's
all
yours.
else, do no harm, bitches.
And he goes, thank you. We'll expect more things of you in the future.
Of course.
Great things.
She awkwardly puts it in her baggie, but gets out of the limelight very quickly.
Next.
I would love to go next, simply because you said Orissa's caveat was you deserve more than just goats and cows. And then I would
You,
love if they
goats
only gave me
Yeah,
goats
okay.
and cows immediately after
This is
that.
exactly what happens. So, all right, so
Nice.
you get kind of pushed forward, and he stands behind you, and he takes you in, and he goes, "Well, I
goats and cows, get out of here.
just to be honest, I did talk to Saven a little bit about you, and I wasn't quite sure what you needed, so I just there are 19 cows and 2 bulls outside for you. That's quite a herd."
Like, I'm gonna name them, and then you skip off.
I look at him and I say, it would be my honor to gift these to the family of Andrin.
His eyebrows kind of raise at that, and he looks at Saven, and Saven kind of nods like, "Yeah, I told you so." And he nods back, and he says, he smiles at you, and he goes, "Very well. We'll do that. That's no small thing you do, and it's not something I will forget."
Thank you. And I walk off.
Rue? Okay, I'll go. He doesn't. Rue is the only one here. I don't know if he's the only one here, but he's trying to muster a little enthusiasm, but he doesn't look super thrilled. He hasn't since Andrin disappeared.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, cousin, you look tired.
I'm all right.
People bring some stuff out, and he goes, "I thought it may be time you had some proper armor, so I had this for you." And so it's a bronze and open helm, so it's like, nothing on the face, but it's like ear flaps and like a nice crested helmet, like a bronze helmet. Curbally, which is like hard boiled leather, but it is greaves and vambrances of like very hard leather, and a heavy leather hauberk, so it covers your chest and your waist like a skirt. So that armor. And he goes, and well, can't have you just running all around. You're gonna get tired since you're traveling so much. So I pulled some strings with the chief, and I got you a horse, which is outside, and some bulls, and some cows and bulls. But there's something I want to talk to you about afterwards, if that's all right with you.
Of course, Chief.
Right. Hang tight. Have to take care of these other 2.
Step aside. I'm like, I have a horse. Oh no, horses hate me.
Who's next?
All right, cousin, you or me?
I'll kind of push Bryn forward.
She goes flying.
And he goes, your grandmother must be very proud.
Hope so.
I'm sure she is. Well, she's going to hate this, but I have some things for you too. And he says, he gives you a bronze torque, and on the edges,
torque?
It's a necklace that goes right around with an open circlet. I'll send you a picture later.
Ball things.
Yeah, little balls on the end. Those balls are movement runes for yours.
Nice.
And he goes, that's the shiny piece. Here's the rest of it. And it's weapons. So you get a broadsword, and a nice scabbard, a battle axe, and a small wooden shield. And he goes, you have a bull and 10 cows as well. It's not your own herd.
Thank you, Chief. Oh, I'm gonna stand so proudly with my weapons.
We're gonna have to swap bulls so our herds don't get super inbred at this point.
Well, I mean, these are ransom, so we're getting like bulls and stuff from like the outside.
I mean, we've got like 1 bull and 10 plus cows each.
Yeah,
we have to like send our bulls around.
Oh, gotcha.
This cow stealing
program.
Yeah.
This cow stealing happens pretty often, right? Like fairly regularly.
Yeah.
So like half of these cows were like, son of a bitch, I know this cow. This cow was my cow to begin with.
Yeah, you're right, Stas. So calls you forward, and he looks you up. He looks up at you. You're big. And Drew says it's not the cows that are inbred among Sartarite hill tribes.
Wow.
Sweet home
Alabama.
Oh, geez.
He gives Discara some fucking Trenaball.
You're not big enough, son.
Here, it's human growth hormone. Enjoy.
He just turns into the fucking Hulk. He goes, can't be running around getting hurt. So he's got now. How to get these specially
Arisa works
sized
very hard. We don't need to make her work harder. Where's the fucking armor?
for you. Open bronze helmet. Same thing. Kerbali, Greaves, and Vambrances, and a heavy leather hauberk for you for some armor. And he goes, now. He goes, this might be a little small for you, but I've noticed, and Jorna tells me that there might be someone else that you know that might like this. And it's a copper bracelet. That's a snake, like a coiled copper snake bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
Please, please, please give it to Durston.
So they're both there, and Darston is just like, his hair's gotten a little longer, and he's trying to go for like the Van Gogh look. It's kind of hanging over his eyes, and he's just kind of looking down, but like he's watched the whole thing, and he's been like okay-ish. He was around. He didn't look for the kid and everything. He's been around, but he's like not happy looking at you right now. It's you don't have to roll to know that.
Yeah.
And he goes, and well, 14 bulls, 1 cow. Nice start for a young man.
14 bulls and 1
Oh shit! No, I'm sorry. 14 cows and 1 bull. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was like, oh shit! I got all the bulls.
Yes.
It's over here trying to milk his cows. What's going on?
All I can picture is like Discara just like riding on 1 cow in the middle with like the bulls looking like the fucking stampede that killed Mufasa running down the street.
Discara.
I feel like we should keep it this way. We should.
14 bulls and 1 cow.
And then like everyone else took all the cows, you get all the
jokes
bulls.
that we were making last night. Like a pattern is emerging with this.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm already shipping Discara and Durston. Like,
Yes.
Oh, 14 cows, 1 bull. I'm sorry. Yeah. So there you go. You got some dough. And when you go outside, like there are animal, like you can herd them away if you wish. Rue, as you go out there's a nice, it's a brown Serid. I'll let you describe what it looks like. I don't care if you want to know what your horse looks like. But as soon as you get near it, it's like
One more time. The horse is going to be black with a white blaze and 1 white sock.
It's cool with me.
ooh, ready.
And the kid who's holding it's like, whoa, what? Jeez. Doesn't like you.
Hey, horse. Oh, what am I going to do with you? It's going to pull this kid's arm off. Cool. I will reach for the reins. Staying far back from this horse as I can.
The old skill list here, because I'm
Whoa.
sure there's something we can
Whoa.
use.
Yeah. I was just
Lord knows about animals. That's not quite what I want to do.
Understand herd beast?
I love how that is a skill. Like, what?
Charm. Just roll charm.
Charm.
Hey, horse.
Charm that animal. Yeah. Why the hell not?
Could be speak other language.
I was thinking that
Other
one
language,
too.
horse.
Speak horse, yeah.
Nay.
No. Yeah, nay.
I mean, you can like muscle it around if you need
Yep.
to, but it's not that happy. Not that happy
Please
about
become.
you.
Please become.
And one of the weapon things is just like, listen, I got it for you. Hold on. And
Could I
just, like,
actually
takes it
come
away.
step in and
You actually know that's much better. Yes,
Please
you
become,
see,
like-
Please
you see
become. I'm
him
not
like
gonna hurt you. Ah,
Yeah.
my arms. It's dragging me around.
I can.
You can roll,
Yeah.
charm or
Oh
you
God,
some
charm.
herding skills. I think too, though. I think that would apply more.
I
Like,
do. I mean, I guess I
Right.
do as much as anyone else.
Try fast talking it.
Low.
I'm gonna
I
treat poison
fail.
because this horse is toxic.
Grapple.
I fail.
Straight up grapple.
But I do step in and offer. I can help.
Now we're both here like, please be calm, please be calm.
say that, like, Bryn, you just have like an ancestral tie to like riding animals.
The horse
And-
just
I
leaves
do.
you.
To be fair.
Yeah, you just it kind of it calm. You're able to like rub its little muzzle, and it kind of does that like horse thing, and it likes you, and it calms down.
I could teach you how to ride.
Rue's
But I
just
have
looking
to
at Bryn. He's not
just-
even looking at the horse. With like this just like soft smile on his face. Yeah, that would be great. I think I've been on a horse 3 times in my life. Is it anything like riding an elk?
A little. If you have a saddle, yeah. It's about the same.
Thanks, Bryn. I will try to make peace with him. Look at the horse. I'm like, be cool.
Yeah. Give it some time. Give it some time.
Thanks.
And disperse as you see fit. Does anyone else have anything else they want to do in particular at this moment?
Yeah, just one probably later that night, Arisa would after dropping some stuff off at home would make her way back into town and try and figure out where the fuck Kymrisa's sleeping.
So I think right now, Steven invited you to stay with him. Unless you want to take him in, Arissa, because that was my plan, actually. But
Oh no,
I-
no. That wasn't the plan.
okay.
No, I think I tell Saban that I still have some things that I need to work out and think about. In the most respectful way that I can. I'm not trying to.
Sure. He's
know-
fine with that.
So I'm still I'm still sleeping near the fire in the center of the town, and just as a little bit of a metagame story for the crew is the only rune I don't have any points in is Earth, and I have 20 points in the fire rune, but it's also something that is a very strange element to me. I don't understand it, but somehow I have this strange familiarity with it as well. So I spend a lot of time looking at the fire before I kind of fall asleep. But assuming tonight's not a night where it's pouring rain or anything, I'll be by the fire.
Not a bad night. It is a normal wild day night. So you're sleeping. You find him by the fire.
Yeah, so she kind of walks up and she's got her normal bag, but then she also has one of those loose cloth bags draped over her other shoulder. It's just hey, Kymris, you don't have to take these, but I figure a little bit of linens is better than none. And she just holds out the bag.
You can probably see me just a little bit. Just maybe I'm sitting too close to the fire and my cheeks are a little red, but maybe I'm blushing. And I say, thank you, Arisa. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll use those for sure. It can get cold some nights.
Yeah, one of them's just if you look through it, she'll explain. There's just a normal sheet, that way, might be a little comfier than just the dirt, not get as much dirt on you. There's a small blanket that if you fold it up really nice, it makes for a good pillow. Or just if it's cold and you're sitting somewhere, it's the good size for a lap. And then just a normal medium-sized blanket. It's a good bag too. Just I don't know what happened, and it's not my place to ask, but I figured that might help.
I take the bundle from her, and I say, Arisa, you have a very kind heart.
Thank you. I try.
I wanted to ask you something, and it's okay if you say no. God, I think you can tell I'm like, don't know how to word this or how to say it. And I go, Arisa, do you trust me?
I don't see any reason I shouldn't. Yeah, why?
Well, it's hard to explain. But there's this thing that's happened that I'm trying to figure out. And I know that you're a priestess and maybe you can help.
Not a priestess yet. Sorry.
Or not a priestess yet. I know you're a priestess in training, or what's the appropriate?
Much. I mean, I would say it's safe to assume she's on that route since her whole family's done it.
Yeah. I guess
She's a
you've been
lay
around
woman.
this. You've been around this most of your life. The ground is. I never understood the earth. It doesn't. I can't feel its energies the way that I can the fire and the air and the water and all of these things. It's very foreign to me. And there's something that I need to understand, but I don't know how to go about it. And I know that, you know what, for right now, I'm tired. We're all tired. It's been a long couple of weeks. Thank you so much for these gifts. And I appreciate it. And I'm getting tired. I think I'm just going to go to bed.
Yeah, get some sleep. But if you need to talk, you can come find me, okay?
I'll know where to find you.
All right. Well, good night.
Good night, Arisa.
She adjusts her bag and makes her way back to the White Bark's den.
Reese, when he thinks she's out of earshot, he just like looks over at the fire and he's like, "Stupid fire, stupid."
I'm going to fast backtrack a little bit. That afternoon, after you had the ceremony and all that,
I think
Des. Oh, go ahead.
No, what didn't the chief want to talk to Rue?
He does. I'm going to get to that in a minute too. So, Des, you drive your cattle home, and when you get home, there, but they kind of went ahead of you because you hung out with your friends a little bit and everything.
Yeah.
So you get there late. When you get home, and you also, we'll say talk to Israel a little bit, but we won't get into like the bracelet stuff yet. That's cool with you. Because I just want to wrap up because we're going late now. Yeah. So you get home and you kind of get your cows situated, and as you walk to the the door of the hall, you hear like you hear your parents arguing about something inside. But then as soon as you walk in, they're like, "Stop."
No, Daddy, no.
Everybody kind of disperses, and you're just there with Liv and Gordengar, just kind of waiting to talk to you in the hall.
Just some cows and shit outside.
Yeah, just some cows. You can actually see your 7 cows that you said you get. You just see your horse in your armor.
Like, we'll put these somewhere safe. I'm like, cool.
Professional. We'll just hold it for you. No, but they're just kind of waiting inside the hall for you, Liv and Gordengar.
Yeah, I'll head over to them.
Sure.
Say, you wanted to see me, Chief?
He's like, that's a seat next to him.
Okay, I will sit down.
Nice. Well, so here's the thing. Look, you're my cousin. Your mom's my cousin. I love having you here. I love taking care of you. I just think you're a young man now. You're a growing man, and it's best to have your own space. He says, and like as he says that, you see like him and Liv like kind of like look at each other. Liv like gives him a look that's kind of like not quite a happy look, but also
no.
like
A grudging
but then
look.
grudging, and then he kind of looks back at you. And goes, so here's the deal. I don't think that the cows necessarily. Oh, Garleth, give me the words to say. What I'm saying is, look, I don't think cows are the best thing to have around you, given who you are.
They don't like me. Yeah.
So, thank you. I'm taking the cows from my own herd, but what I'm doing is, do you know the steed I have by the riddle? Used to be one of my hunting lodges.
Yeah, it's kind of used infrequently.
Yeah, that one. Look, I'm never there anymore because Jornik likes me here all the time, and I just have someone. Yodi's always a pain in my ass, so I never really get a chance to get up there. So why don't you just take it? It'll be yours, your own place.
Oh. He looks at his mom and he's like, I shouldn't be looking at my mom right now. I don't need to ask for thank you, Chief. That's very generous.
I think like you're always hunting and on the roads and it's close to that, so it's like I know you people, you don't want to be like close to everyone, hunters and stuff like this, and they want to be on your own in the woods. So I just think that would be good for you.
Thank you. Rue kind of gives him like a forgiving look, like, I get it, it's okay sort of look, and he just says, thank you, Chief. Looks at his mom again.
She's like, well, you should be proud. You have your own home now.
It's like 15 minutes away, Mom.
I know.
It's also like where next to one of the places you spend the most of your time, really.
Visit. You can give me lunch.
Yeah.
You know who's there too? Aranina.
Yep, I know that. Lives very close. Yes, she does.
I just had to read this great comment. Great Uncle Gordon just did a casual racist.
I can make sandwiches for Aranina too.
You missed the comment earlier from Drew. Did he just give you his love shack?
Yeah. Well, so Jordan wants him here. So yeah, could be, right? He could be meeting someone else up there. So you head out to the place.
I've got a lodge thing.
Bring your horse there if you want.
Yep. All right. Come on. I'm gonna pick up a few apples first, and I'm gonna be like, horse, follow me.
It's springtime. You don't have horses yet, but you got apples yet, but you have you got some
cubes.
Carrots or something like that.
And kind of like,
something. Rocks, whatever.
And so you head up there with your mom.
And this horse eats jerky.
Yeah. So this is like, oh, I can't wait for you to meet certain Runequest horses that do eat meat. But you head up there, and it's not like right snack dab near the riddle, but it's kind of like in the hills, like kind of a little bit away from it.
I can see it from here.
You can see it basically.
That place I am to never go.
But it's like you think of like your first Valheim, like the hall that you made that was like nice, when you got like the cross piece like right, and it's got the cross piece, and there's like there's a deer skull on a cross piece, and the doors are open, and like there are torch sconces out there.
But it's sturdy and it's good.
But it's sturdy and nice, and you
Someone's
see like
bed right in the doorway. As
you walk up, you see kind of like down the whole hill a little bit. There's another one, and you see out front. Just like putting some wood there, just with one hand,
just cutting it, huge pieces of wood,
huge muscles. Is Aranina's just like takes another one, one shot, just like whacks it in half.
Yep.
Yep. And
I look at the horse. I look at the horse, and I'm like, behave.
Your mom helps you get settled, but she's like, well, I'm sorry, I have to go help Morgana do some things. But you'll be all right? Do you need me in for anything? That's strange, my boy, alone in his own place.
I'm good, Mom. And okay. I'll give her a hug. Come by
Too bad.
anytime. And I'll be in the village all the time too. So
I know you. Be good. All right. Be careful. She leaves, and you settle in for the night. And you have
weird. My own place. Strange
like,
bed. Quiet after being in the hall for so long.
Out here, because it's a little bit like, down by the hall where you live, there's always like, people about. But out here, it's very quiet. That's what the first thing that hits you. And you're just bone tired because it's been a hard 2 weeks for you. And you just, you hear some howling of wolves in the distance, but that's not that uncommon around here. But then you remember, oh shit, it's Wild Day. I hope nothing happens. And you drift off to sleep. But you don't have a dream that night.
Relief. The new place is magic.
It's a consciousness. You wake up and you're like, you kind of roll over and you're like, something like sticky on my face. What is it? And you open your eyes and you just kind of like, do this thing, and it's blood.
Sit bolt upright.
You sit bolt upright and you look at your hands and they're bloody. And you look around and you're in a grass field, like deep, deep grass. You hear mowing and lowing of cows. Mooing of cows, I'm sorry.
Am I?
And you sit up. The blowing of cows. Those bulls are at work already.
The cows
again. There's 2 lambs just like torn apart, laying around you. And you look up and you look and you see Bryn's place.
Oh no.
And as you come to that realization, you hear again that same horn echoing through the veil.
Am I naked?
Yes. And that's where we'll stop.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh
no. No.
Oh shit. I love it.
Oh God.
Great session, Christian. That was really good, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I'm so lucky Aranina didn't kill me last night. Oh God.
Lambs.
I just got those.
Oh no, it's Bryn's. Of course it's Bryn's. The absolute dread.
They like sheep.
Oh my goodness.
You went quite a ways to get those lambs.
I specifically came to kill your lambs in particular.
Yeah,
I was coming to Bryn's house.
Chat was guessing you were eating your horse, by the way.
Yeah.
Eating what?
Your horse. Your horse.
Oh.
Chat
No, that horse will kick my ass. I feel like I'm scared of that horse a little bit.
I will say that this was Amber's idea, and there was a reason why this session was called Blood of the Lamb. Yeah.
I was like, Christian, it has to be Bryn's lambs.
Yep.
I did not know you were going to name the episode that, though. I was like, this son of a bitch.
I was like, you gotta do that. Ties in well with stuff.
I also
you'll
don't know
find
what's
out
up with
later.
the fucking horn. It gets worse. Oh,
Gets
God.
worse before it gets better.
Oh, God.
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Christian was like, great idea, Amber. Adds horn. Adds the horn where nothing good ever happens.
Just walk down the town naked and covered in blood. It's fine. Everyone's
Yeah, the
cool
horn's going off and I'm naked, covered in blood in the middle of a field.
At least carry a lamb shank down
This
too.
makes Kymreese with a shovel covered in dirt look very mild. Tracks, not sus at all.
The chief just stuck you next to the most brutal killer in the whole Val, for no particular
He's like,
reason.
Aranina's gonna be your neighbor. She'll be neighborly. Oh, make her sandwiches.
I was just looking at.
You should have a fence so she could just be like, "Hey," just like me. No.
Yeah, I was saying we're gonna have like this weird neighbor relationship.
Oh fuck.
That was so cool.
Oh man, I don't want to wait 2 weeks now, but
I don't either.
All right, cool kids.
Great job, especially Ven.
Ben did an excellent job.
He did an excellent job playing Eric Draven.
So good. So good.
Catch up with
The
what he had
strong
did.
silent type nailed it.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this week's episode of DMs After Dark. If you wish to see more of Amber eating lambs and other chaos, you can follow us here for freebies. All it costs is a Twitch account. We stream live every other Friday at 7 p.m. ish EST. And for those of you outside of our area, we did just have a daylight savings bullshit. So just remember that for the near ongoing future. You can follow us on all the social medias at DMs After Dark, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And we are also under all of your podcast apps under DMs After Dark, which contains the audio versions of these recordings.
Audio versions. Thanks to Rainy.
Nicely edited.
The podcasts sound good.
Rainy solo series Colossal just ended, I believe.
Yeah, but they did him and Lynn played a ghost thing.
Ghost Club.
That we dropped today. Ghost Club. Yeah, that was up today.
One shot with Rainy.
And we'll have some other things we're starting soon.
Yep, some other mini projects will be coming in the works. You can also watch the videos of these streams on our YouTube channel. They come out the Monday after
we'll get these up on Monday.
Presented live. You can also email us at dmsafterdark@gmail.com if you have questions.
I know someone mentioned in the chat that they like the map, so if you just email me, I'll email it to you because that's something that is a Christian special. I made that myself, but I'll get it to you.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll send cool shit. I don't know.
Yes, we will.
Maybe we're funny. I don't know. Am I missing anything?
I think we said it all.
Cool. Then in that case, thank you everyone again so much for watching. We super appreciate it. And until next time,
Get yourself in when you sleep so you didn't eat your friend's lambs.
I was,
be neighborly.
Protect your lambs.
I was gonna go more like befriend your local pond.
That works too.
That's nice.
Respect your local waterways.
Respect your local waterways. Maybe
it's better than blow your neighbor's cows.
Oh my god.
Good night, everyone. Goodbye.
Good night.
So
yeah,
close
that is
to the end.
definitely the note to leave on. Blow the cows.
Troy couldn't
Good
hold
night.
it in any longer.
No,
I couldn't.
Just waiting. Good night.